Yeah, there we go. I've been saving my replays. There's a couple in there from just playing with friends as well, but the main ones I'm going to look at today are the two league games, because, you know what? I decided to play against a couple of randoms just for funsies. It took like 3 weeks or something, but, you know, we eventually concluded our games. The joys of most people only taking like maybe 1 or 2 turns a day. As is the case of things. I didn't know the literal days in the game itself would turn into the days in which we progressed the game. But yeah, it's Advance Wars by web. It's essentially just been a way to play Advance Wars online since it hasn't ever really been an official way, and the current official way that does exist sucks ass, so it's still the preferred way. I'm sad about the reboot camps online being so bad, but I mean, like, that's just how it be, I suppose. Almost every single map I've played on through Advance Wars by web at this point has been bigger than the maximum allowed size in reboot camp. Yeah! Time to watch for days. Ah, yes, the longest stream ever! Where I only go over the actions of each day, every day. And then maybe in like, let's see, how long did these take? It doesn't actually mention how long these went on. Oh, hey, I mean... Oh, hey, you can actually see the exact time span. So this one actually only took about a week. Okay, so they weren't that long. But yes, this was the first one that I started, which is in a map called Spring in General, which is this whole thing. That's just a fun little effect. So how the league works is, it's just a very standard set of rules. Pretty much all the defaults in Advanced Wars itself. So powers on, properties worth 1,000, no fog of war, etc. Very simple stuff, that's all I've been actually playing so far. But it also has a crazy old tier list. Let me actually grab that. Tier list. Yeah, you'll almost never see the classified as broken COs on there. What are these? Fandom. Oh well. So here's the wiki page. You'll almost never see these guys. Or these guys, although sometimes you'll get somebody picking either Flack or Jugger for a meme. But yes, otherwise it kind of picks from one of these 4 tiers, and then the idea is that you stick to those tiers, but... So, my first League one allowed me to go as high as tier 1, so I'm like, okay, who do I like out of here? Well, Sasha's kind of a no fun allowed character. I don't really like Von Bolt, even though he's fine. So I'm just like, you know what? I feel like playing Hawk. I'll go with Hawk. He's very well-rounded. It's my first game. He's simple enough. I'll go with that. My opponent picked Jess. Looking at their history, they just like Jess, but, yeah. It's not really great. So, slight of a mismatch there in terms of actual strength. It's Advance Wars 2 Jess, that's the problem. Advance Wars 2 Jess has a big problem that her infantry kind of suck, which is kind of a big problem. Especially in a map like this, where you have bases on all sides of the map, so you're going to have a lot more infantry scuffles going on than normal. And when your infantry suck, that's a big problem. So, I mean, I can respect having loyalty to a certain character, but it does put you in a bit of a bad state. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I just felt like playing Hawk anyways. Simple enough character to get going. So yeah, right out of the gate, I have a 20% advantage on infantry. That's significant, actually. But let's actually get this thing started, shall we? Matches where everyone was Flack? I mean, of course! Sometimes you just have to embrace the shenanigans and let fate decide. Because that's how it works with Flack and Jugger. You just kind of let fate decide and hope for the best. Alright, so early days of these things are always pretty simple. Go capture your properties and whatnot. Obviously go for these 2 bases here. Because then you can get some more infantry being produced, all that good stuff. Build more infantry, capture more stuff. So my opponent immediately doesn't do that. They decide to go for their comm tower. Now, these do give you extra firepower in all your units. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. It's going to be a few turns before we actually have much fighting going on, so rushing this is completely unnecessary. You can get it a little bit later. But yeah, they decide to go for that. But obviously the rest of this spot, they just build infantry, because that's what you need to do. You don't got no cash, you need properties. Start getting your economy set up. I go for what I feel is the more expected, just grab your stuff. Get the bases, bases mean infantry. I go for the further ahead city on this one, because I want to get into this area before it gets overwhelmed. I mean, comm towers still give everybody a plus 10% firepower bonus. It's not bad. Obviously, Javier gets more out of it, but... No, this is a random that I'm placing. So, how the Advanced Wars by Web League works is it just randomly assigns you based on good old ELO. You start at 800. I'm now at 843! Yay! I barely played! Yo, Rango! Welcome, welcome. You got in here just in time for some shenanigans. So obviously they're gonna go head straight for their comm tower, as expected. Get the rest of those properties up and running. You desperately need economy to get started. You need to be able to build some better stuff. Yeah, let me rise up the ranks. I suck. I'm fine against facing AI, but AI versus humans is a completely different story. The AI has things you can exploit, ways you can trick it. Humans, not so much. You can get into somebody's head, but I mean, like... it's a totally different beast. There's also no rewind, so if I make a stupid mistake, I'm just gonna have to live with that. Yeah, I said that NPC. Nobody can resist an NPC. Gotta get them properties. You need your money. Gotta get that money. Money good. Alright, so Jess has her comm tower now. We'll see how many exchanges she gets before I get mine. Since for now, she has a 10% firepower bonus. So her infantry are only 10 firepower worse. Well, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Day 3 rolls in. I got both of my bases up and running. Jess still does not have this one, so starting from this turn onward, I am able to produce an extra unit compared to Jess. Numbers do matter in this game, so... even if it's just extra infantry, they do matter. Yeah, it's all those things. Advanced Wars by Web can be used to play with your friends as well. I've even got a couple of plugins that adds in the game music and the sound effects and whatnot. Actually, I think for the sake of clarity, just for the time being, let me turn off the sub counter and the follower goal. That way we can see everything! Atmosman, thank you for the tier 3 for 39 months. That big ol' support for all this time. Good job in spinning a little bit more for us today. So getting some more properties. So, I go for a cheeky little recon strat. I see that Jess obviously wants my comm tower. They're moving on in. they're gonna try to interrupt it. So I'm like, okay. No, I mean, by default it has the 50 unit limit, but you can increase it if you want to. You can turn up that limit. You can remove that limit if you really want to. And then go play Sensei or something and fill the screen with nothing but mechs and infantry. So yeah, I figured they're try to go for this. There's another reason why I wanted to build this. So the meta way, well, the meta, quote unquote, way to counter a recon is with a tank. And as you can see, this is Jess's weaker front. I have 3 bases in an airport around here. This is gonna crumble at some point. It's just gonna be that way as long as I put any attention into it whatsoever. So if I can get her to build a tank here, it's just gonna get slammed. So that's the hope. This is a replay of a game I played on Advanced Wars by Web. On their league, just because I felt like having some fun. Alright, just continues getting their properties as expected. We still barely have any income. Finally starts moving on to get this base, but it's still going to be another 2 turns and then another turn after that before they can produce units. So I'm getting like 4 extra infantry just by actually getting the base right away. So not a small number, to say the least. Yeah, it's actually a fairly significant thing. It's like, I don't know why they wanted to go straight for the comm tower. Hopefully this taught them the importance of getting your bases up and running right away. Because we still haven't had a single exchange. This comm tower has been captured for like, what, a couple of turns now? It's done nothing so far. I'm finally gonna go get mine, because I have a recon to dissuade any attempts at interrupting it. Yeah, I think my opponent just liked Jess. They've been using Jess for a lot of their games. I'm pretty sure they just like Jess as a character, even if it is a complete mismatch. Which is fine by me, this is my very first League game, so it's like, hey! Advantage out of the get-go, let's just not screw it up. It's like, at that point, it's on me to not fuck up. And there we go, the very first exchange for that comm tower has actually done something, and it's merely a counterattack. So we're gonna finally have some scuffles going on, so we've had 1 infantry v infantry so far. Oh hey, there's the expected tank! Because of this scary little recon right here. So yeah, that means Jess has just put most of her money into this 1 weak section right here. Which is good for me, because I have all this to start closing in. I'd rather she spend her money here than overwhelming my units here. Because, I mean, she still doesn't have the space. Alright, another infantry exchange, so... You know, 2 exchanges now with that comm tower. Oh, hey guys, speaking of beginner mistakes, this is where I make one! Yay! I take the engagement before capturing the comm tower! God damn it! I did the one thing you're not supposed to do! At least I only take 1 shot this turn. Like, I moved 2 more units, and then I realized, oh god damn it! I did it again! It's like, comm tower first, then shoot! Gotta get more properties, still not making a whole lot of money. Another thing about the comm tower is it doesn't actually give you any income. So the firepower is nice, it's very good. But you get no money out of it, so it's not super important to rush early for that reason either. But yeah, now we're even on that. And since I see the tank, the recon's gonna go and harass these guys instead. Because that area is free, and there's this road here that I can travel along. Like, I got my comm tower, it didn't get interrupted, so we all good. So I built a tank of my own! It's just as good as a Jess tank, so I mean, why not? I'll have enough extra dudes to defend it. So Jess finally gets this base. She'll be able to use it starting next turn, but yeah, it's could be better at this point. Oh no, my dude! Yeah, the dude brigade is being sent in. There's infantry all over the map, and they're ready. Tank comes in, sits on a city. I don't really want to attack it there. It just wouldn't go so well. So, of course, get my other properties as well. Ports still give you money, so they're good to snatch up. Making a decent amount of money at this point, up to 16,000 per turn. So I'm gonna actually start getting some bigger units out. You always need more dudes! A never-ending amount of dudes. So yeah, this recon's in a pretty happy spot now. It can move to all these spaces. That's a decent amount of harass that it's able to do. It can stop this city, it can interrupt, like, bother this infantry wherever it goes. It helps protect this particular infantry near its cities. Recons are sometimes worth it, they're always a little bit of a gamble. Since, you know, they get completely shat on by any vehicle other than recons. But, if you can get them to get some free infantry, then sure! Because infantry can't do shit to them, so why not? They're obviously really important in fog games, but I mean, this isn't a fog game, so... Get my tank in a nice defensive position so I can get over here. You can't quite reach this guy just yet, but I can inch forward. The white squares, they are empty missile silos. So they are the 3-star defensive spots. It's just a way to give, like, a city-style defense without being a city itself. These do actually count as cities for in regards to Kindle's abilities as well. Yeah, it's just some extra defensive terrain. Get my first battlecopter out, they don't have an anti-air yet. I'll see where they end up building one. Battlecopters are hilariously versatile units. Especially in a map like this. It can zip over here, it can zip over here, it can make its way up here. It can do whatever the hell it wants. Wherever there's no anti-air, there will be a battlecopter. They're super annoying. Because, I mean, it's not like she can build a fighter or something. I mean, she could, but you'd have to forego the rest of her bases, which would be a very stupid idea. Okay, this base is finally up and running. Jess can now make use of making units after all this time. Starts to pressure my city, but, I mean, that infantry's not really going to do very much. Gets a battlecopter of her own up. Now, of course, Jess battlecopter is not great. They're minus 10 attack power as well, so disadvantage compared to this, but they're still useful. Battlecopters are such good harassment units that they'll just be useful no matter who uses them. Even a Drake battlecopter isn't terrible. They're just really good units. Yo, Darkman, how's it going? Just kind of just feeding me your infantry, because I can just charge in with these two and do a bunch of damage. Yeah. Battlecopters ain't bad. Takes a pot shot on my capturing infantry. So, I think it's time for that recon to do its thing. But first, gotta capture the various neutral spots. I am completely uncontested in the middle here, which is also great. Yeah, just as weak on everything except for the ground. The green Earth COs are easy to remember because, well, except for AWBW. Because they all have their specialty. Eagle is air, Drake is sea, and Jess is ground. AWBW just likes column towers. He's also meant to be a counter to Grit because he has specifically defense against indirects. Go ahead and deal with these pests trying to pressure my cities. There's no backup anywhere near them, so I'm free to take them out. And so the recon gets to work. See? 6 damage off the infantry, stops that particular capture again, and takes very little in return. So that's what recons are good at. Annoying the crap out of capturing infantry. Go ahead and interrupt that cap, because I can get my tank into position for it to be nice and safe. Oh yeah, I set it up this way. Right, because it's still protecting the comm tower here. And I couldn't actually inch my infantry forward, so I defended with this one instead. I don't want Jess's tank to get a free shot, because it would actually do some significant damage. Get the battlecopter coming on in. So Jess has built 2 tanks down here now. Nothing in these stronger areas other than the battlecopter. So, things are going to start getting kind of rough. Yo, congrats, Voldev! Top 3 in pizza tower 80%. Almost there. Does that mean you got a sub 110? I knew you could do it. Your execution's been nuts for ages. Nice! Yo, got it for that number 2 spot next. Give Black some competition. See what I build this turn? Oh yes, I'm hatching a master plan. I'm gonna switch up the music for hatching my master plan. The master plan shall begin, and it all begins with this one little artillery. And of course an anti-air, because there's a battlecopter over there and I want it dead. And I mean, what else does she have to threaten my anti-air? Nothing. All the threatening stuff's down here, and I'm not sending it that way. And obviously this infantry was going to get a bit wrecked because of where I sent it, but I just wanted to slow down the city capture. I haven't considered a tank built up here, so that's a threat to my anti-air, but you know. I mean, it could be foolish, or maybe it is a master plan, who knows? Just sees that I'm starting to get these cities for free, doesn't like that, moves in the tank. It's an anti-air expecting me to head over this way, and I mean, you know. If I wanted to do anything about this guy, then I could. So here's where the shenanigans around this city start to get a bit silly. Jess decides to join Cap. I don't know how I feel about this, because I can just shoot it again. So you've essentially burned another full infantry to allow me to keep harassing this thing. But we'll see how that shakes out. Now, the problem with going for this city capture with the battlecopter in the area is this anti-air is no longer defending it, so I can go get a free shot with this particular battlecopter as well. I do love free shots, they're tasty. Tank comes out down here, deals with that. That's fine. Go ahead and get some more cities. At this point, I'm starting to get ahead in the capture game, which means I get lots of tasty money. Alright, is this tank currently exposed? It sure is, so I had to send an infantry in the way. There we go. Interrupts the capture as well. Feels good. Alright, the artillery is in position to start Operation Shenanigans. Get the other free shot on this guy. The city gets interrupted again. Further delaying it. Move the anti-air into position, but I mean, like, there's only so many things I can stop. Get a nice defense going around the comm tower while also putting pressure on this city. Feels good. It's just starting to redirect their stuff into the middle here, because they see this going on. Get the free shot on the infantry like I said I would, so, you know, interrupt yet another capture. Delaying that income! Gotta make sure Jess doesn't get no money. No money for Jess. I started getting a really cheeky idea here. It's like, so, okay. Another thing I had to explain. In some maps in Advanced Wars by Web, there are no HQs, so they use labs instead. I imagine this partially has to do with labs having less defense than the HQ, since you can really do some shenanigans with 4-star areas. In missions like this, where there's a lot of labs, you had to own every single one of them to count as winning by HQ cap. So I'd have to get this one, and this one, which I am now threatening with an infantry. It's an interesting way to go about it. Don't know how I feel about it, but, you know, it's neat. It allows for having, like, really mixed fronts going on in a map like this. Oh yeah, labs also have no income. That is true. So it limits the early game income a little bit. Finally start getting this city. This city is just kind of sitting here. It's not the most important thing in the world. You'll get it eventually. Get another tank built, because obviously this is where all the money's going, so I may as well overwhelm on this side. Get another battlecopter built, because why not? I got cash. There's only one anti-air on the map so far. I can start doing some stuff. Just decided to build a recon up here. I really don't know about this. It is just infantry, but I could easily fly in my battlecopter amongst some other things. It seems a bit late for the recon, but you know, it should get a couple of hits in. Join caps again. They will get the city this time, but at this point, that's 3 entire infantry that have been stuffed into this thing. So my recon's actually getting its money's worth. And she's bringing in another one, just in case. Like, yeah, you know what? I'll take that. That's pretty good harass. Helicopter soars on in here. Now, see, this is a bit more scary. They got a tank in the way, but hey, as long as this infantry's in the way, the tank can't shoot my recon. So, you know, make use of the choke point. We got 3 old tanks on this side. Once again, all the money for Jess is right here. Which is getting surrounded on both sides. Maybe not the best plan, but we'll see how it works out. Alright, the next phase of my master plan is being hatched. I was thinking up this plan from like turn 2 or 3 or so. So I'm like, okay, I got a great idea. Yeah, this is what Advanced Wars used to look like. This is the old graphics. With different, different groups that normally existed. Like, you have a pink faction and an orange faction here, but an actual, I guess Amber is technically what they call this one, Amber Blaze. But yeah, Advanced Wars My Web has 16 of them to account for having a lot of players. So I'm trying to go for the central city here, because, I mean, there's still not much to bother him. Just keep pressure in the cities, you know? Hawk wants more money. Hawk always wants more money. The Penguin faction is pretty cute. I decide, hey, Jess is finally gonna get this city. So, why don't I just keep harassing the infantry anyways? I mean, why not? It's free shots. Go ahead and kill this infantry with my anti-air. It does mean that this battlecopter can kind of do whatever it wants at this point, but hey. Just moving in more infantry at this point. Take the shot at the one on the mountain, why not? So here's my plan, right? I send this infantry here to pressure the base, to distract this anti-air for a bit. That way it can't get up here and actually start harassing my infantry, because it has to do something about this. So, okay. This infantry can at least keep the anti-air's attention for a couple of turns, and I can just kind of get away with whatever. I did send it to its death, that is true though. That infantry is so dead. So I make a really stupid choice here, because I just put my battlecopter directly in the path of this one, and it's too far away from my anti-air to defend. Not a good choice! It's like, oh yeah, right! What if Jess just flies down here and attacks from here? Yeah! Kinda stupid. I ain't gonna try to say I'm pro in this game, that's for sure. Yeah, that's an oopsies. Yeah, you want to try to get the other 2 labs. If you want to go for 8 HQ caps, it still count as the same thing. Get a nice defensive line going. Build a medium tank, because why not? So the replay view is kind of bad when it comes to pipe seams. It shows that I didn't actually use this artillery, but I did. The artillery has shot this pipe seam. It is currently blocking the way to get over through here. It did something like 49 damage, so whenever I go to the next turn, it will update. So now if I mouse over this, it'll show that I had a tank in the area, and it shot the pipe seam. So it's down to 33 health. It's a little glitchy, it's a bit of a problem, but either way, I've softened this up as the next phase of my master plan. Just moves in the recon to try to deal with all my infantry that are just causing constant pressure in this area. Gets an anti-air out. Honestly, I got a ton of infantry and a battlecopter coming in. Good choice. That's gonna absolutely just tear through the units in the area. Anti-air expectedly has to attack this guy. Survives, that's the important part. This guy finally starts trying to capture this city. And yeah, that's exactly what I said happened. Just flies down, finally takes the battlecopter engaged from this side, and this is what I mean. This is a Jess battlecopter, it still completely wrecks Hawk's battlecopters. The slight decrease in firepower ain't gonna do shit, it's still gonna just eviscerate these things. Tank gets into position. Yeah, I'll lose my recon if I shoot here, but whatever. It's done what it needs to do. It delayed this city by like 3 turns and took out 3 full infantry. That's a good 6,000 in income right there. Yeah, battlecopters are super effective against themselves. It's quite unfortunate. My attempts to get all these cities are being interrupted. That makes sense. Hawk won money. Hawk is already in the lead by 4 cities. That's not an insignificant number. And that number is only going to increase as I make a protective cocoon around my one little dude here. So he's going to get that city. So it's not shown, but the artillery just shot at this pipe seam and destroyed it, which means it is time to attack! Jess was not paying attention to the pipe seam, was not aware of it, and this happens. At least the battlecopter still gets to do something. Other tank comes in, smacks that one on the city. Second tank comes in, destroy. The little pipe seam gamble with this artillery ended up being very worth it. Since that gets rid of Jess's entire presence in this area, and I will quickly overwhelm this base. One HP infantry standoff, they actually win. Yeah, that's a one front. They actually sent me a message. It's like, when did that pipe seam get broken? I'm like, I was shooting it for the past couple of turns. And they're just like, ah, shit. It's like, I'm sorry. I set up a master plan and executed on it. Now, one thing that I've been foolishly doing is these infantry need something to help them. I need a tank in this area badly. They're just gonna get mulched by these anti-airs. Yeah, but hey, now Jess knows for future games to watch out for pipe seams. And hey, maybe they'll be able to pull off pipe seam shenanigans on one of their opponents. Because this is one of the maps that's in the league right now, so if it turns up again, Jess can try to do the same thing. I decided to interrupt this cap. Just be a dick at this point. Get an anti-air out to discourage this particular battlecopter from attacking mine, since it can actually reach once this updates. I do actually build a tank, but it's up here. I should have built one down here so I could close in on the anti-airs. I don't need this tank right here, but, you know. So at this point, Jess is kind of really fucked. I have a pretty extreme income advantage. I'm winning on every single front, which is not good. They're trying to stop me from taking this stuff. Now, obviously, these infantry up here are just going to get absolutely devastated. I did not defend them properly. But hey, I mean, it could be worse, right? Desperately tries to hang on to this lower front. Sends another tank. I mean, just so much money has been dumped into this lower, weaker flank. My own weaker flank hasn't really had to do very much. Because it hasn't been under very much pressure is the problem. They kind of join up here. I don't know why. Because it's just going to get mulched anyways. That one infantry that I sent onto the lab blocked this to further delay this anti-air. And then I still didn't build something to shoot the anti-air with. I got one part of the plan good, I forgot the other part of the plan, which is defend my infantry. I literally died for nothing. So I decided, just decided to go for my battlecopter, so I'll just take the free one. I get tons of cities. At this point, I'm up by 9 properties. So that's a huge income disparity. Move on in, take a shot for the infantry, and kill the 2 HP tank with an infantry! Game as if I needed a luck roll at this point. Come on, that's just mean. Which means I can focus all my attention on this tank and just wipe it out, too. Put this particular infantry in the artillery's crosshairs now that it's done opening the pipe seam. Take a shot at that one, why not? May as well keep on weakening. Jess's infantry. Use another 1 HP infantry to block a means of attack. So now this tank can't get through here unless something else takes him out, which, I mean, there's an 8 HP infantry right here to do it, but still. Tank is in range of the artillery, the recon, so it brings it down to 1 HP, no problem. Recon ended up not doing shit. Get a free shot of the battlecopter. Sure, I'm gonna take a tank in return, but I mean, it's worth it. I'm up by twice as many units at this point. I can take trades. Block the city yet again, so my tank can get into position. This choke point is obnoxious. So I start pressuring their base, because why not? Pressure the city. I'm just putting pressure on every single spot of this north part of the map. My infantry may be going to die, but they're gonna cause some hell in the process. Yes. This is like, what do? I have pressure here, I have pressure here, I have pressure here, I have all this going on. I built a Neo tank! Why did I build it up here? I should have built it down here. Save the boys! It could have been like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, it could have been up here in 2 turns. This thing's gonna take forever to get down here. So, you know, all sorts of good stuff. I really should just build 2 different regular tanks or something. Oh well. At this point, I was feeling kind of confident. I mean, what's Jess gonna do with an overdrive at this point? She has 1 tank, 2 anti-airs, and just have infantry to shoot at. And, like, 2 more tanks, that's it. It's not gonna do anything, and Jess seems to think that way as well. Because they don't even bother activating their power. They build a medium tank on this doomed base! What are you doing? It's like, I'm going to take that. I have a medium tank right here. Jess, you need that money elsewhere. You need to stop this. So yeah, that's just a free medium tank for you to mulch now. My infantry are getting devastated, as was expected. They really don't want their comm tower to get taken. At this point, I would have sent the tank down here, just further dealt with the infantry myself, but, you know. Showtime! Well, I've thank you for the 6 months, which was proud. Jonathan spinning a little bit more for us today. I get Jess really wanting to protect it, though. Yeah, it's a lot of money to put into just delaying me. I didn't really have an infantry healthy in position anyways, but I could have base blocked it. The anti-air didn't even take that much damage, all things considered. So, you know, we start rolling on in. Get the free shot with the battlecopter, move the tank in. And I mean, the medium tank does survive, but in some ways that's even worse. Because the medium tank just lived, which means now Jess has to eat the repair funds next turn. Costing even more money for this thing that is pinned into its base with nowhere to go. It's not good. It has nowhere to go. It's gonna have 3 HP. Even with overdrive, that's not gonna do shit. It's like, this flank is lost. There's nothing bringing it back. I'm just kind of moving in confidently at this point, because it's like... the game's done by now. There ain't really any coming back from this, unless I do some sort of, like, colossal dumb shit. I'm 10 properties in the lead, there's almost nothing left. Infantry are taking out recons, tanks are taking out tanks. It's a sad sight for all. My infantry are still gonna get mulched. I even tried to capture the base, because why not? Yeah, Storm just got... I built Storm halfway through this turn. I didn't feel like popping it yet. I could have. Shooting this medium tank filled it. I meant to build a bomber here, but I actually misclicked. This was supposed to be a bomber. So instead I just build more standard stuff. Another medium tank for up here to just further sink this. And I mean, Chester and Credit should put up one last little scuffle. Starts dealing with my infantry again, you know. Here comes the overdrive, really hoping it'll do something. But there's no units left. It lets her get up here to stop this. But there's nothing left. Everything is lost. The medium tank blows itself up. And just resigns. There's no hope at that point. Actually, I think at this point, this one's more fitting. So a lot of this stems from just putting too much emphasis on the comm towers. They are an important objective, but like, you don't need it that early. Just really needed to grab this base. Yeah, this is my first Global League match. Very first one. It's like, she really needed this, because she needed to overpower my weak flank. But my weak flank was basically left alone, so I was able to get a decent force going. Because this base just wasn't up and running, so I wasn't getting outnumbered at all. Whereas I got my base right away, and I just outnumbered this particular flank, set up some pipe seam shenanigans, and away we went. At that point, there wasn't really much to do. Now, this Jess is a good sport. We had a little bit of a talk afterwards, and yeah, I'm wishing them luck in their next one. There's some interface learning with the advanced horsepower web and whatnot, so, oh, kind of neat. And they probably won't fall for that pipe seam nonsense again, so hey, that works for me. They seem like a pretty chill fella. I hope they win their next one. Our shenanigans are the second match. This second match is brutal. So, oh boy, there are things with this next one. So, this one is considerably different. It ended up being a tier 3 match. You can see it labeled here. And tier 3 has a bunch of damaging seals. Let me get that tier list again, actually. Yeah, I've been playing versus Champion Fiona for a bit of fun as well. There's some silly matches here. I used Grim. That was fun. So tier 3, mid-tier. You get an interesting collection of characters. So Kindle, Drake, and Rachel all have a threat of doing a bunch of damage to your units with their powers. So you get Rachel missiles, you got Kindle's Urban Blight, and you got Drake causing constant tsunamis and typhoons. And then there's Lash. Lash is just, she's fine. Lash is good, Depends on the map, but she has good things. Being able to turn into Sturm for a day while also having tons of defense, pretty good. Not bad at all, but it's a slow charging power, so you gotta do along with it. I ended up going with Andy, because, you know, considering 3 of the other COs in this tier all cause damage, I'm like, okay, so here's my plan. What if I repair the damage? Oh, silly, naive me thinking Andy would be enough for that. Kindle is the dominant force in this tier, because Urban Blight is bullshit! I know how bullshit Urban Blight is. I expected to run into a Kindle, but I went into this matchup anyways! Javier depends on his towers, so he's low tier if he has 0, with 0 comm towers. He's high tier if he has 1, with 1 comm tower. And if he gets 2, he's just busted. Because his defense gets so high that it is just ridiculous to deal with him. Javier's a silly man like that. So this map's called Sahara, and it is an interesting one. By the way, here's the penguin faction. Cobalt Ice, I believe they're called. They're very adorable. You got the center area where you think there'd be some fighting, but not a whole lot goes on here. Each side has their strong side, so Kindle has 2 bases on this side, I have 2 bases on this side. And generally what you end up seeing happen instead is there's huge fights in this area on both sides, and then you manage to push to the HQ. At least I see that's what I'm expecting. Sure, I can go with one of the choppy replays too, just for funsies. Choppy and Fiona are still learning the game, so... Yeah, it's always gonna be... It's always symmetrical. Almost all maps that are in this are perfectly symmetrical, because, you know, that's how you ensure that it's always even. The only difference is you'll often see, like, 1 extra infantry for whoever goes second, so no big deal. This one is definitely a thing. Like, I've never had to deal with a human Kindle before. And oh my god, is it ever annoying. I made a lot of mistakes here, so I'm gonna have a lot of criticizing past me to do. I've played the War Room on Dual Strike before. And yeah, being able to out-combo is always a certain special joy. Alright! Hey, we got Andy in this match. That means I get to do this. Yeah, Kindle's a monster! So, of course, you know, day 1, we're just gonna build infantry. Gotta start getting some stuff. Kindle starts taking the city over there, makes sense. Infantry, yada yada. There's a lot of properties on this particular place, so we gotta get to work. I see a nice line here, grab this, send them over here, grab those. It was my first time seeing this map, so I'm just doing what I can. This one's more complicated than the previous one, despite not being mixed bases. So hey, Kindle decides, you know, I'm just gonna go for the base. Makes sense. They have that starting infantry, so they get the base 1 turn earlier than me, which is somewhat problematic, but nothing too bad. Just establishing our economy. I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a good idea. I want my base too. So we both go straight for the base. Makes sense. Get the infantry out. Gotta start capturing things. So one mistake I did make is I thought I could go from here to here to here, but this one spot's actually a sea tile. I thought it was another river tile, but no, it's a sea tile. So I can't just cross over here, so I kind of made a blunder there. I should have sent this first infantry this way right away to start getting these, and worried about this particular port later. So yeah, that's blunder number 1, is I didn't look at this tile properly. There's gonna be a long list of those. Kindle getting their own stuff as well. They decided to go for the port as well, but really would have preferred to go over here, because this spot's going to be under attack very quickly. So, and especially this one would be nice to get before everything gets too pressured. So, I finally start getting an infantry over here. We gotta get the close by cities before it's too late. It won't take long for these guys to make their march up. Still just establishing the economy. Kindle starts going for the middle, which, I mean, it's fine. You're probably not going to have much more than infantry scuffles going on in there. I have my own infantry set up and ready to go for the middle. We're both not really putting much emphasis on our comm towers yet, because they don't give you any money. We'll get over there when it's convenient. We need that money so we can build better stuff. Now, I don't know why I set my infantry right there. What I should have done is go up right, and then I could go right down. So, you know, another movement blunder on my part. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I wanted to set it over here, but it would have been better to do this, because then I could grab this city. Pass me, what are you doing? Now I can't reach the city. Like, this is basic movement shit, me. Stop making mistakes. And then I decided to build a recon. I really don't know about this one. It's way too easy for Kindle to just go ahead and plop down a tank here. I had the money for a tank. I should have just bought a tank. Because I can grab the tank and still have enough to make 2 more infantry. And even with still having enough money to still make a tank on my strong side, I don't. Should have built a tank. This recon's fine, but it's not going to get into position fast enough to matter. Just build a tank. Because as you can see, there's some, like, this recon's going to be able to move pretty far, because shoals count as roads, more or less. So I will be able to harass in the middle, but that just means Kindle's going to build a tank here, and then what am I going to do about that? Oh yeah, nothing. Because I've already got a significant amount of Pentwood forces coming my way. Yeah, Navy units just, unfortunately, really suck. They're just so expensive. So, I mean, I start moving in the recon, which is fine. It can get all the way over here. But, like... Start heading towards the comm tower. I might as well pick this up on the way. Although I see Kindle's finally going for theirs, so I think I'm probably going to go grab mine before it gets too late. Taking one of the deeper in cities first, just in case. I see that tank coming, I want to make sure I grab it before it's too late. Build a battlecopter, probably not a bad purchase, all things considered. There's no anti-airs yet. This battlecopter is going to be able to put in work. Would have been even better if I had a tank last turn. Because I still have the spare money where I could have built a tank instead of a recon and been able to build the battlecopter. Ugh. Because the pressure is already starting to mount on this side. This is my weak side. I can't get units over here very fast. You know, since they're tanking to start harassing my stronger side, because I don't really have anything to defend it with anyways. Because, I mean, I sent my recon over here, so Kindle no longer needs it for the center. And there's the anti-air. It's gonna be a real nuisance because it's gonna get sent this way, obviously, and then my copter's gonna have to go elsewhere. Kindle built a recon of their own. Sure, I mean, she had the money for it. I don't have anything in this area to really stop it anyways. I start getting the comm tower, so that way I can get this here city. We're getting to the point where there's going to be a lot of scuffles, so I make sure to get that up and running. There we go, the recon manages to do something. It's not really going to be able to do much more than that, but it did something. It interrupted a cap. I could have already had this city by now if I just moved up, right down, but you know. The things you see when you go into replays. Obviously, this cap's gonna get interrupted because I don't have any way to put a defender in there. Didn't have enough units in position in time. I built a tank onto my weak side. Probably shouldn't have done that. Should have built it over onto the strong side instead. That way I can actually help defend these guys. Really, my early build order in this match was... well, I'm just gonna put it this way, pathetic. It was not good. I really made some bad choices. I could have built an APC and it still would have been worse, but still. It's like, yeah, there's gonna be some scary stuff coming over this way, but it's still mostly just infantry. I don't need a tank over here right now. An anti-air, sure, but not a tank. Speaking of anti-air, here comes that one. Now, I don't know why they went for this particular spot for the anti-air, because now I can actually just go... beep. So my battlecopter actually gets to be really good now. Yeah, one thing to note, thanks to all these shoals, if you build a battlecopter, I mean not a battlecopter, a battleship, it can only occupy this small space. That's the only place that the regular naval unit can go. Landers and black boats can travel all along through here. But your regular naval units, they're stuck right in this little square. It's not much. I find a lot of maps do this with the ports, where you only have a small section that a regular naval unit can actually do. Yeah, if this was Flack, he could find a way. He'd get a battleship over here somehow. You don't get a battlecopter of their own. I don't have any anti-air. That's a good play. Tank rolls in to dissuade the recon from doing anything. That sort of thing. I think I'd go for the just straight up canceling of this particular capture. I've got my comm tower now at this point, so thankfully I actually made sure to capture my comm tower before taking any further engagements. See, now here's the problem. Because I didn't send that infantry to the right at the start, these two cities are now going to be under attack. I waited way too long to go for these, and as a result, they're going to be pressured. But hey, at least I get a good shot of this tank. Go ahead and block my capturing infantry. Yeah, maybe not the best idea there, because, I mean, that infantry's going to die. There's really not much to do about that. But I really wanted to try and get that city. Build another tank. At this point, I already have one tank on this side. I need a tank down here. Really need a tank down here. I think I'm gonna build another one. Anti-air will work. That's not a bad choice. Probably should have built it here instead, but, you know, it's something. Because it's mostly just infantry left and a battlecopter anti-air. It's not a bad option, that one. I love when you get silly movements like that by mistake. Instead of just going whoop, you went whoop, 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 whoop. That infantry's dead. Infantry don't stand a chance against anti-air. It's really sad. Recon versus Recon. Ah, Kindle. So Kindle's passive ability. All units gain plus 40% attack while on urban terrain. So her Recon v Recon can actually go quite well as long as there's a city in position. Ow! That hurt a lot. I did not do a very good job playing around Kindle's passive in this one at all. It's my first time dealing with a human Kindle. It's a lot more difficult than AI Kindle. Further interrupts the city to stop me from getting it this turn. Yeah, Reboot Camp doesn't have any of the... what am I trying to say? It doesn't have any of the dual strike COs. Which is a shame, because I really want an HG version of Grimm's theme. Another anti-air, another tank. Yeah, what am I going to do about an anti-air this side? I'll tell you what, nothing. That's what. Yeah, infantry don't stand a chance against anti-air guns. They're ridiculously strong. They're a very cost-effective unit. Yeah, Chompy wants them to be even stronger. I have such a hard time with anti-air units. They're really good. Bonk. So I can take out this Recon, but I'm pretty sure I just... Oh, no, the tank's still fine for now. But the tank's gonna get blasted by this particular battlecopter, so that's still not great. Just kind of throwing units away when I should be regrouping up here and preparing for the push. I don't know why I'm so insistent on stopping this city. This is just putting my very small number of units into harm's way. I get an anti-air up because I need one from both sides to deal with these battlecopters. But my weak flank really needs a tank. I've been saying that my strong side here needs a tank for like 4 turns now, me. Build a tank! Hey, guess who's a dumbass, by the way? I could have gotten this city. All I needed to do was place this infantry right here. Right here. Because I didn't see that this can just go boop, 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 bam. So I put the infantry there. Oh, yup. I got a rude awakening the next turn. Just completely blinded the 2 shoals here. I could have had that city for so many turns. Oh my god. I finally built the tank, so I mean, on the bright side, at least the tank's in range to deal with the anti-air when it comes in, but still, Christ. Talk about way too late. I mean, my infantry on the city is just to defend them from the incoming penguins. There's the free shot of the tank, because I didn't decide to regroup. Recon goes back for healing. Whoop, 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 dead. Damn it. Completely missed it. And now there's a new anti-air in position. It's just a sad time all around. Hank would come in to pressure my cities, so I was very happy to leave those where they were. Not even getting this city. There's so many cities I missed out on from playing the early game so bad. Like, I'm behind an income, and it is entirely my own fault. Just bad play after bad play. Galactic Cat actually was doing very well in the early game. They made lots of good choices. I was not. And as you can see, it is getting me absolutely frickin' blasted. Another tank coming in. This side is so screwed because I didn't just group up my units back towards the base. Oh, what was I doing? Getting wrecked is what I was doing. So, you know, my little dudes put up a valiant effort defending the middle. Want to make sure that we at least hang on to those two cities. That's out of range of the tank, so that's good. Desperately trying to protect what I can. Tank comes down, gets that anti-air. Helicopter comes around, finishes off the anti-air, all that good stuff. I decided to just slow down this cap a little bit more because this recon is hella dead. It can't escape. I mean, it could escape. Wasn't worth it. I could just repair that. I'm Andy. I can just repair it. Why'd I leave it there to die? I should have let myself prepare it. I start getting my units gathered up here, seeing what they're gonna do next. Keeping this anti-air in position, because I really want to get a first shot on something. So I built 3 infantry here. We'll see how that plan works out. I have lots of money left over. My hope was, since Kindle has this Urban Blight charge, that they would pop it now. I would hope that they're just one of those Kindles that pops their Urban Blight as soon as it's available. They didn't. They're a smart Kindle, and did not do that. Because it would have done, like, freaking nothing at this point. They would have injured a bunch of infantry, and that's it. Well, that gambit didn't go according to plan. So she just keeps charging in. Meanwhile, I have 3 infantry coming. Recon's dead. Oh, everything's dead. This recon's just going places. Where's it going? I have no idea. The infantry's dead. This guy's gonna get this city for free. I'm getting closed in on by the penguins. It's a bad sight all around. Urban Blight's up. Bad things are happening. They've got another anti-aircraft ready to go. I'm gonna freaking die. It's like, okay. So I built a battleship! Yeah, that's a great idea, me. Build a battleship when Urban Blight's up. I'm sure that's gonna go fine. This thing is gonna cost me so much money. It's 28,000 up front. The Urban Blight's gonna take 3 HP off of that, so that's another, quick math, 8,400 in repairs. Yeah, that'll certainly bail out the Urban Blight, I tell you what. Problem is, do I really want that? I put my tank on the HQ, even though Urban Blight's about to come no matter what. Why did I put it there? I go for the city capture, even though Urban Blight's about to go off. Gotta get everybody into a defensive position. I put an infantry on the city, even though Urban Blight's about to go off. That seems to be a recurring thing. I leave my... Okay, this one at least retreats. Get the battlecopter in position. Yeah, the best play is now captured in HD. So I think it's about time I switch the song, because I'm gonna get freaking destroyed here. Hey, you wanna see my value drop? Here it goes. Urban Blight, so I have 88,500 worth of units right now, right? Slurp? I now have 76,200 worth of units. Ow! But that's not all, oh no! Oh no! Urban Blight also gives them a massive power bonus when they're on cities. It boosts it up to like 80% or something ridiculous. It's a lot. On top of the plus 10 firepower and plus 10 defense that you get from using powers in general. So here we go. Time to die. Boom! Tank comes up. Boom! Starts capturing that city because I never got it. Pressures this one. Moves into position. Battlecopter moving out. This guy goes for that city. Tank comes up. Boom! Infantry comes up. Boom! Anti-air comes over here. Boom! Another infantry gets absolutely wrecked. I got blown the fuck up. This recon is still just kind of doing shit. I don't know what it's trying to do. It's a 1 HP recon. It's running around having fun. Ow! So yeah, I got blown the fuck out that turn. Medium tank coming in, I don't have shit to deal with this. You know, I spent my money, I built a battleship. They spent their money and they built a medium tank. Alright, so I have to respond to this. Okay, battleship, do your thing. Shoot at an infantry. Beep. Interrupt that cap. I mean, it's still doing good damage, but it is stuck here. This is the problem. This battleship is stuck here. I don't have time to move it because I have all of this that it needs to help with. If I spend a turn moving it, I'm going to get overwhelmed. It is stuck. I put my money in this battleship basket. I'm gonna have to spend it. So, you know, I got an okay counterattack. I come in, tank deals with that. I don't know why I didn't just shoot on the tank. Why didn't I just shoot on the tank? That is an excellent question. Yeah, Battleship is hella wired to my bank account directly. There is no questioning that. Why didn't I move 3? Oh, right, because that's why I didn't. Oh, I'm so dead. Build another battlecopter because there's still no anti-air here, so it'll at least help out. Kindle's strong side is absolutely slamming me, but I do have quite the blob of dudes over here. It is a respectable blob of dudes. Because, like, I'm still only a little bit behind. But that really hurt, and Urban Blight will be back up again before I know it. So Kindle just kind of walking all over me at this point. Coming on in, destroying anything she wants. Oh, it's painful. Anti-air gets blasted. Battlecopter comes in, blasts this. My tank is now crippled. Oh, my blob of dudes! I'm getting absolutely trashed. Completely dismantles them, hits all the high-value units. It's a sad time to be in that position. And look at all this. I have all this in my HQ to deal with now. Shit is not looking good. I've got more bigger units coming. This medium tank's almost here. But it's alright. I'm Andy. I have a plan. I take one shot there and then... Well... We got a desperate attempt. Let's do it. It's hyper upgrade time. Alright, so I got everything all patched up. This area is looking a lot less desperate than it was. Okay, Andy, fix my mistakes for me. That gets me 1 extra movement from hyper upgrade, so I can actually attack this battlecopter with mine, so it's crippled. Keep working on the city. This anti-air can destroy that battlecopter because it got healed up. Infantry comes in, bam! Tank comes in, trying to get rid of the anti-airs so my battlecopters can do their stuff. Infantry start moving into position to guard the one so I can finally get that city. Start shifting everything here to create a big old blob of units. All the units in one space. I didn't have a spare infantry to kill this battlecopter, which is unfortunate, but it's fine. It's at 1 HP. It's not going to do shit. Battleship one-shots the tank, which is nice. There you go. 7,000 value right there. The battleship actually managing to do things. I'm getting a good counterattack in. I mean, there's a lot of units going down. There's just a one teensy-weensy little problem. I built a medium tank over here to counter this as well. Look how much meter has been charged on Kindle again. Yeah, I repaired a bunch of damage. It sure wouldn't be a shame if suddenly I were to take a bunch again. Oops. About that. Hey, it's Urban Blade time again! Ow! So not only am I taking the battleship repair costs again, I'm now taking a medium tank repair costs! It's so much money! It's so much! That is 8,800 repair costs from those two alone in one turn. That is that's a large chunk of my income. I can't move the battleship, it has to keep shooting! Yeah, I get no charge off of it. And of course, Urban Blight comes in, absolutely decimates that guy. So I keep on hanging around cities and getting blown up for it. My cities start getting pressured, so I'm in trouble there too. Yeah, good job counterattacking infantry. I'm finally gonna get this city at least. Even with the Urban Blight, I still get it. Anti-air's donezo, even though I just repaired it. This infantry is like hella dead. If I had the damage calculator right now, I can tell you that guy is like double dead. Kindle boosted on a city with an anti-air versus a single infantry. It's not a good time. Medium tank comes in, obliterates. My dude ball is just dying. Saying bad things are happening, and it's all my fault. That and, Galactic I was just playing this well, completely eviscerating me. Alright, battleship, do your thing. Damage that tank. Because you're now going to cost me a total of too much money. Oh no, it's so much money. That's another 8,400 in repair costs right there. So you stack it on top of the previous 8,400, and we're looking at 44,400 on one battleship. Ow! Yeah, really putting the sunk cost right there. I mean, not 40, yeah, 44,400 is a lot for one unit. Medium tank comes in, takes a chunk out of the anti-air. This at least allows me to get my battlecopter to come in here for free. I don't know why Kindle put their battlecopter here. I was able to get a free shot on it, so this copter's allowed to just fly around and be a nuisance, which is good. I need something. This anti-air tries to retreat. Emphasis on tries. Yeah, a couple of league replays. What was I thinking? Can we just go back to that for a sec? Okay, pass me. Why are you shooting an anti-air with Urban Blight popped on a city? I don't care that it's 4 HP. This is what you get, you dumbass. Boom! It takes nothing, and I take everything! Oh. What was the goal there? Being a dumbass! That was the goal there! Well, I am playing as Andy. I joined up here. I'm not sure why I bothered joining up here. It'd be better to just have another blocker. Yeah, I did not play well around Urban Blight or just Kindle at all this particular game. So yeah, Kindle still has this much power charge left over after popping theirs. Infantry comes in, Kindle's gonna get this city. I could send this battlecopter to deal with it, but then I lose the battlecopter to the anti-air, so I kind of need that battlecopter right now. I can't just sacrifice it, I'm getting kind of pummeled right now. Yeah, admittedly, most maps do work pretty well with Urban Blight. It's a strong power! It's to make up for the fact that she really just doesn't have a superpower. Because high society kind of sucks. Battlecopter comes in, just harasses this guy at this point. No! Why you gotta pick on my little dudes? Tank gets obliterated! Middle is currently under pressure again, although... this city's at least defended by my battleship! Kindle's an interesting brain puzzle, that's why I like her. Even if she's annoying as shit. Another recon? I mean, okay? I guess? I really don't see what this thing's gonna do at this point. Should've just saved her money and built an infantry instead. Like, this guy isn't gonna do anything. What's he gonna hit? It's not gonna get anywhere. So I start bringing in my dudes. I want to make sure the cities are covered because I just don't want to deal with Kindle bullshit. Another tank gets injured. Kindle is just yeeting units into this battleship, which is nice because it is allowing me to get some value out of it, but I am getting Urban Blighted repeatedly as a result. I can get a shot of this anti-air suffice. Hey! Hey, look what I did! I wonder what's gonna happen here! Is my battlecopter gonna get blown to shit? Probably, yes! Yeah, take that, enemy battlecopter. I don't know why I put my anti-air here. First off, Urban Blight's gonna come up. Secondly, that's gonna leave it at like 0.001 HP, so this infantry can guaranteed kill it. What are you doing, me? Urban Blight's gonna come up! I'm gonna take medium tank and battleship repair costs again! Oh, hey, look, Urban Blight's up! Hey, kids, you want to see how to throw away as much money as possible? So yeah, I'm just siphoning money, and like, here's 2 tanks that are gonna get Urban Blighted as well. Oh god, it's so nasty! So here we go! Once again, I'm getting obliterated. This battleship has hit Urban Blighted 3 times! What are we up to now? Let me think about this. Alright, we are currently up to a lot. That's like 52,800 for 1 battleship. Christ! Kindle decides not to just blow up my battlecopter and instead wants to go for the city. I kind of think that was a misplay. Yeah, it's not there this game. You can tell this is my first time facing a human Kindle because I am getting decimated by Urban Blight. Me, tank is down. That guy got reduced to nothing HP and gets blown up. I'm definitely getting Urban Blitzed right now. This. Kindle comes charging on in. I still don't know what that recon's gonna do. Another medium tank to deal with here. Oh god, it's all going to hell. Alright, Andy. Go get him. Go get him, champ. You can do it. Interrupt the city. Take out the anti-air. Just have something on the HQ. Get rid of that. Take out the tank. You can do it, Battleship. I mean, it's up to probably its original value at this point. It's taken out a few units. Not all the repair costs, though. Yeah, second battlecopter. 4-inch HP infantry, 1 HP battlecopter. Infantry wins. And man, imagine if my medium tank hadn't gotten Urban Blighted and had 8 HP, huh? Yeah, but see, here was the thing. I'm taking as much battle damage as possible right now because I have Hyper Upgrade. And I want to use it defensively this time. It's like, okay, so look at all the damage that I've just taken. And then it's just all like... But what if I didn't, though? Everybody's all fixed up. Well, except for this guy, but I mean, he'll be fine. But yes, that's another example of Urban Blight for you. That battlecopter got shredded by an infantry. So I have a healthy blob of units here. That's actually not bad. My hyper upgrade did something! Yay! So I got to weaken that medium tank for freezies. Because I got all my HP back. Man, imagine if this medium tank didn't get Urban Blighted and had 8 HP at the time. It's almost like it'd be full health right now. My battlecopter still gets completely wrecked by the anti-air. Tries on one. More anti-air are constantly coming in. My poor little battlecopter is almost out of ammo. This thing has been around for a while. They're pressuring my cities again, but it's okay, because I have a battleship. This recon is just in position to get obliterated by a tank. I really don't know what this recon's point was. I really wish I could move my battleship, but it is in constant need. If I had built that thing a little sooner, but I didn't have the money, so... The battleship is still in need. I needed to interrupt caps. It'll be able to move eventually, hopefully. Obliterate the anti-air, so my copters are free to come in. Just destroy all the dudes. I have to deal with this thing being here, but that's okay. Because I put a protective cushion around my own battlecopter. There, now my battlecopter's in position and can't be hit by this one. Movement's not showing properly, but my little dudes are blocking it, so I can't get to my battlecopter through any direction. They built a bomber! Gee, I wonder what this bomber's for, guys! I didn't even notice this earlier, but yeah. I wonder what this is for! naturally, since they build a bomber, I had to build a fighter. Like, there's no question. That has to be built. Do I have to base skip once for it? Yes. I don't want this thing running around for free. I need a fighter. It is not a want. It is a need. Anti-air don't do shit to bombers. So you're never going to be in range. This thing's actually attempting to block this, but that's still a shoal, so my tank's gonna get obliterated as usual. So, thanks to that second hyper upgrade, I actually am in the lead. Something seems very wrong here. I actually have a strong presence here still. Like, there's stuff coming in, but I have units in the area to deal with it. This guy gets obliterated because we keep on having the urban boost happening. Yeah, another urban blight's definitely coming. There's no end to the urban blights in sight. Bomber actually goes this way to threaten this blob of units. So I'm like, okay. That's kind of scary. That would be a real threat. They build their own fighter, obviously. So, I'm just sweating bullets at this point. It's like, oh god, here we go. Here comes the fighter standoff. But I need that tank dead. I mean, not tank. I need that bomber dead. Interrupt another cap. Stop another cap because it was about to get it. I have somehow managed to hold on to all of these cities, despite the sheer amount of pressure that was being put on this side of the map. People got this one, but I've been holding on to these. I have been behind in income this entire time, and it is problematic, but I'm making it work. Poor little 1 HP tank stuck there. We get the fighter in position, so no matter where this bomber goes, if it decides to hit one of my units, I can counterattack. I finally get a turn to move the battleship! Yes! Yes! It's free from urban blights! The pressure is finally off enough that I can move the battleship off of the seaport. At long last! Oh, and I can still defend this city, which is nice. I can make second battleship, yeah, sure. This is the first one didn't cost me enough. I do at least have a battleship that's here for stopping this medium tank from moving in, so, I mean, it works, it works. Yeah, carrier time, woo! 30 grand! I get a nice protective shell around my fighter here as well. Get the anti-air in for this battlecopter. Yeah. It's like, I have been wasting money, but Hyper Upgrade has been actually carrying my ass. And then, you know, Kindle was really willing to throw tanks at this area willy-nilly, so the battleship actually got to get some value recouped. Also, even her air units get the urban boost. So that tank got obliterated there. Even aerial units still get the boost for being over a city. So here we go, it's time. The battleship is not the battleship. The bomber is heading towards the battleship. It has a fighter escort. Kindle is sick of this battleship and wants it gone. My poor little my battlecopter is out of ammo! This little guy has been around long enough that it is now out of ammo. This blob here has actually caused Kindle to have to throw so much money defending the weak side that is allowing me to recover. Which is pretty good. Fighter gets into position to kind of zone out mine. It's one space off. Gotta play a game of chicken with fighters. Another medium tank on this side to further dissuade me. All the money is going over here to Kindle's weak side. Whereas I built one battleship and a couple of tanks. Now, that was a lot of money on that battleship, but it did protect this. Am I saying the battleship was a good purchase? No! A bomber would have been much more useful. Oh, hey, I got a pot shot at this infantry that was full health. Good work, battleship. Kindle's presence is actually starting to crumble on the right-hand side of the map, which is glorious. As much as I would like to take the shot here, I don't want to trade fighter damage, so my fighter has to go get into position to try to protect the battleship, because you know it's coming. I'm staying the hell off the cities now. I learned my lesson. Now, I still have units right next to the city here that the battlecopter can go poke at, but I've gotten most of my stuff off of the properties. You know, it only took 4 urban blights, but I'm starting to learn what not to do. I say, is that in range? No, it's not. Okay. Say, you want to see something silly? I built an APC to restock this thing because it was almost out of fuel and ammo. Because, I mean, it's an anti-unit. It can come back healthy later. I was actually debating building a stealth fighter next turn, since they were allowed on this map. But they only go 6 movement, and I needed something that had more speed. The stealth fighters are hilarious things, really. Kindle's still trying to move in, getting all of her stuff going. She didn't want to pop her power yet because it just wouldn't be worth it since I've moved everything off the bases. I don't know what she's gonna do. Urban Blight and APC? Really? She moves the medium tank in range of the battleship, so it's gonna get one more good sweep in there. In the end, the battleship almost managed to break even. Somehow! It did probably around 40k worth of damage, while costing me like 57k. It was getting there. But as you can see, the battleship is going to die. I can't save it. It is dead. How am I turning this around? I was so pummeled. Yeah, take that medium tank out. Get him, infantry. The infantry with a successful shot. Tank comes in, gets rid of that. It's out of range of her tank. That's good. Get rid of the recon. If I was crafty... Well, actually, now there's nothing really I could have done here. If I caged the recon, so it was stuck here, then the bomber wouldn't have been able to... Actually, it'd still be able to reach there. Never mind. It's dead. The battleship is dead. Yay, my 3 HP battlecopter can do more stuff now that it's been restocked. I've actually got infantry coming in, pressuring these cities. It's amazing. I've been fighting on this side for so long. And my dudes are actually starting to get an advantage. I get this battlecopter for free because it was left in range. Yeah, but I really don't want to... At this point, the battleship has done what it needs to do. It can't really do much else in this area. I'd rather just bait in the bomber and blow it up. I took a huge gambit on the battleship. It sort of, kind of worked. A little bit. So I built a second fighter. If Kindle wants to come in and destroy my battleship, she is going to pay for it. It's like, if you want to kill this, it is going to cost you both of your air units. I get the APC in position to finally start going to take this going. Everything's looking up, Andy. Kendall was holding on to that power, waiting for a good opportunity. This wouldn't have been a very good Urban Blight opportunity either. Yeah, literally, I will never financially recover from this purchase, because, it's coming. It's coming. Here it comes. Here it's coming. Just move it in. Here it comes. Salute the battleship, chat. It's gonna die. In the end, I didn't manage to move it off the seaport before even one Urban Blight was popped. Goodbye, battleship. We hardly knew thee. It pissed Kindle off so much that she invested 42,000 gold just to get rid of my battleship. And now she makes another critical mistake. Hey, look what's up. Hyper upgrade. Hey, look where that fighter is. One tile away from mine. It was not just I who didn't realize that there was power-ups up and got obliterated for it. For it is now time to be Andy's time. Another aggressive hyper upgrade comes in. Let's do it. Fighter. Boom. Bomber. Boom. Nice 42,000 to kill my battleship. Battlecopter, it's back and healthy again. Everything's coming on in! That little 3 HP battlecopter's back up and ready to go! I've got the movement to finally get an infantry over here to take this city back! I start capturing all of her cities! Give me those! Battlecopter swoops all the way in here, gets that medium tank. This medium tank was nearly dead, it's healed up again! I can start capturing the HQ! Because that extra movement allowed this infantry to get all the way over to the HQ, it's good times. I'm pressuring 3 cities at a time. We are definitely getting blighted here. Go ahead and start setting up a little wall for this infantry. Get the tanks moving in, get fresh infantry coming in. At this point, I know what my end goal is, and it's to get this HQ. Kindle is wiped out on this side of the map. I want her stuff. Even this guy was down to 1 HP, comes in, gets a good swing on that infantry. Hyper upgrades, good shit. Start getting some more basic units out so I can pummel down what's left of her stuff. So, Kindle's in a bit of an awkward situation here. Urban Blight plus this tank is not a guaranteed kill on this infantry. And I got a battlecopter in position to really pummel this thing. So, the only way she can guarantee to stop this cap this turn is to use High Society. It's like one of the times where it might not be a bad idea to pop High Society. But they don't want to. They want the double Urban Blight. All these capturing infantry taking damage. Feels bad, man. Shoots the APC, why not? Gotta shoot that APC. Screw him. Fighter comes in, annoys one of my copters, it's fine. trying to apply some pressure into the middle of the map at this point. Actually, well, right over here, since I don't have a ton of units in the area, but I have some. Leaves the battlecopter in range, because they forgot to really account for the fact that hyper upgrade's only one move, not two. Didn't end up building an anti-air, so my fighter can swoop in for free to deal with that thing. This infantry lived! Most unfortunate! High Society would have killed, yes. I would have gotten all these properties as a result, so I can understand her wanting to go with Urban Blight instead. It's like, well shit, my HQ is being captured, 3 of my cities are being captured. It's a desperation Urban Blight, but I mean, nonetheless, the medium tank comes in, the battlecopter comes in. I start forming a nice protective wall around my infantry as I join Cap. Send in a fresh one, want to make sure it's nice and healthy. Start taking all these cities. New tank comes in to start being a wall. She's got no air presence left whatsoever. Nothing built here, she doesn't have the money for a battleship of her own would have stopped me here. But she decided to build more expensive units here? She needed a battleship! It's the only unit that would save this situation! It's a battleship! But she didn't build one! She built these instead! And a medium tank that isn't gonna do shit! It was time for the battleship! But no battleship! Anyways, I get a free shot on the copter. Take out the fighter. 4 HP. Battlecopters can still do plenty. Like, this could have been prolonged, but since she didn't build a battleship, I was free to just keep harassing. I think at this point, the tilt was probably settling in, to be honest. Because she had a dominant position for half the game. And then a couple of hyper upgrades later, and I'm actually starting to come back. And now, it's just in this situation where everything is falling apart. The APC is getting shot again because I used it to block the access to this tank. Sure, the medium tank does plenty of damage to my medium tank, but it's fine. Battlecopter runs off, it's scared. And it's like, here's the anti-air, but it's too little too late. Another Urban Blight comes up to try to stop me from getting this stuff, but it's just not enough. I'm going to get all this stuff. It's like, these are all 3 away now, so I'll get all 3 of these cities. Finally, taking the income lead back. After this long. Built a medium tank here, I don't know why. I think she's trying to race me to my HQ, but it's too late. I just take all these cities. We move the medium tank out of the way. Take a pot shot with the battlecopter, put a fresh tank in there. Importantly, don't shoot! Because that way this tank's gonna survive and continue to block. Do another join Cap. Even if Urban Blight comes in, it's down to 7. So I can get it next turn guaranteed. There's nothing left she can do. The wall is too thick. There's nothing to stop the infantry. It's time to end this after all that. I somehow clawed this shit back. We were absolutely getting pummeled. And yet here we are. We're back. I block a base! Cause I'm a jerk! It's a nice base you got there. Sure would be a shame if you couldn't use it anymore. And hey, we use a hyper repair, cause why not? I built a bomber, cause why not? I know I'm winning at this point. My tank survives because of the hyper repair. Oh no, my battlecopter, whatever will I do? And you know, you gotta go for a few more kills right at the end. Bomber comes in, blows up the medium tank. I finally take my city back. It took like 15 turns, but it's mine again. Fighter comes in, blows up the battlecopter. Pick out another tank, why not? See you later. Yeah, I gotta get that power ranking up. And that's how I won my second league game. By playing like an absolute buffoon, but hyper upgrading through it anyways. So, you know, I was playing Andy. I was very much role-playing as Andy this battle. Just throwing money away, making lots of terrible decisions. But Hyper Upgrade kept bringing it back. Two aggressive Hyper Upgrades and one defensive Hyper Upgrade, which was even still kind of aggressive because I took as much battle damage as I could before going ahead and doing that. Okay, the Chompy match is kind of funny. I will go ahead and show that one too while we're doing this, because I'm having fun going over these replays. It's actually a lot of fun. This was such a stressful week, especially when we were getting into those later turns. Because I realized how many mistakes I made. I realized I didn't play around Urban Blight and Kindle's passive whatsoever. And every time I saw my turn light up, it's like, oh god, oh god. What are the consequences of my errors this time? But we hung in there through the power of Andy. Little did I know it would actually be a pretty good pick. I like Andy, he's a fun dude. Ah, yeah, this one definitely deserves this, though. So yeah, I mean, I'm 2-0, and that's gonna change whenever I decide to queue up for more games. But hey, for the first two, they were interesting. If it isn't the consequences of my actions, ah shit. I can't believe the saga of that battleship. It cost me so much money, but eventually it pissed off Kindle so much to constantly have to deal with it that she spent so much money to get rid of it that would have been better spent in a different place. That I just proceeded to clobber at that point. It's like, ah yes! Irritation, my favorite! Yeah, you can do tag battles if you want. They're hilariously unbalanced, but I mean, they're fun. Dude, there's a particular Dual Strike song I'm thinking of here. What is it? Where is it? Like the one we were setting up. These are cutscene ones. Not that one. Nope. Nope, not that one. Nope. Where is this song? I know it happened. I forget what it's called. It's the one where you're setting up. Nope, not that. Nope. Nope. Those are the power themes. Huh, do I not have it? Oh, it's just called CO Select, okay. Oh yeah, this is called this because it turns out Parsec doesn't work on Windows 7. We learned that, so we're like, okay, let's just play Advanced Wars by Web instead. Yeah, I don't know why they went with just the Tier 1 game, but I learned some stuff from that. That was an interesting first game, but hey, let's do this one on my stupid map. So welcome to Bayou Boogie. I made this dumb shit on Advanced Wars Reboot Camp, and I ported it over to Advanced Wars by Web. Oh man, this is a map, alright. Hey kids, do you like choke points? Cause I got some choke points for you. This is my first time attempting Grim versus a human opponent. I am terrified because Grim has the mystical ability to have plus 30 attack power on everything and minus 20 defense. Yeah, we banned Grit. Grit is like a perma ban on this map because he just ruins it. But like, I said I was gonna play something funny. Chelsea can play whoever she wanted. She went with Jess. So the theme of this match is gonna be... Where is he? Where's Grim? There he is. Yeah, Grim! Grim is low tier for a reason. Not having defense is a really, really, really big problem in this game. This guy gets blown up. He blows things up, but he gets blown up. And my positioning has, historically, as you can see, not been fantastic, but we'll see how it goes. But yes, there's a whole bunch of outside properties on this one. I was hoping to build a map where, you know, there could actually be some naval units. There's like 2 naval areas restricted. There's this section and this section. Because we got the shoals here blocking them. You can actually walk over into the center aisle. So technically you can make your way all through here, but this tends to get choked the hell out. If I got rid of this mountain, things would get interesting. Then the choke would be right here, right next to bases, and that's its own thing. But let us begin. Here's your opening, you want infantry. Gotta get that economy going. I am sweating bullets, because I mean, like, Chelsea's no slouch at strategy games. She may not be super familiar with Advanced Wars yet, but she knows how to play strategy games. And I'm here playing Grim, a man who gets completely devastated if he makes any mistakes. So the big thing with this one is, Chompan actually didn't know that seaports give you income just yet. She thought it was only cities. So, you know, learning. Like I said, she's not familiar with Advanced Wars yet. I let her know immediately, like, when she asked about it. It's like, hey, wait, are those giving you money? I'm like, yes. And then I clarified, the only thing that doesn't give you money for properties is labs and comm towers. Everything else gives you money. So this pipe seam is the only thing keeping one side from the other. This is technically the weak side for each character, because, you know, there's just the one base here in a seaport. Whereas this side has 2 bases. It's an interesting little 3-front situation, but it's also 3 choke points, so it's a little bit interesting. I go for some recon shenanigans here, because, I mean, at least infantry, even with minus defense, still don't do very much. Yep, there's airports on either side. You had to actually build a black boat or a lander to go get them. Black boats are nice and cheap and can carry infantry, so, you know, it's good to get one of those up and running. Yeah, the day Chelsea fully learns this game, we're gonna die, Rhoda. We're gonna die. But for now, I mean, I'll take what I can get. Start going for the comm tower, because, I mean, it's just a nice capture line. Boop, 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 boop. Just kind of keep on getting more infantry going, getting our properties up. Okay, maybe not quite that bad. The broken COs are broken for a reason. It's that they're hilariously strong. Yeah, you can see she's kind of ignoring the seaport here because she didn't know it could give money. This is where she immediately makes me start sweating. Chelsea wants blood right away. She's going straight for that pipe seam, and I'm just like, oh shit, I don't actually have anything set up to counter this just yet. She wants blood! Immediately! I'm like, oh god, wait a minute, I wasn't expecting you to go straight in! Recon does his job, comes in, decimates that guy. I mean, they just have Jess infantry, what are they gonna do? Just getting more properties going, we need to get that money up and running. And I decide, I'm gonna build a black boat. I'm gonna go send some infantry out to get these side properties to start getting some money going. So that was my expensive investment for now. Like, I want money. Choppy wants blood. I want money. The artillery's making its way. I'm just like, oh god. What am I gonna do about this? I only have infantry over there. I'm gonna have to build something to deal with it at some point. Choppy really wants to get this seaport. Makes sense. You don't want to just let that get captured. She really wants blood. Here comes the artillery for the second pipe seam. And I'm about to send 2 of my units away. The bullets, they be sweating. But I can't exactly go back on my plan now. I want to get that airport. Recon comes in, does its thing. This guy's gonna get obliterated, but I mean, whatever. Start getting the cities. I'm at least getting some ownership of the Central Isle going. So we send in the 2 dudes to the black boat. It's making its way up to the airport. I get a tank for the center. Maybe not the best idea, but it will deal with this recon at least. I'm grim. I kind of need to take some sort of defensive advantage. Jumpy, of course, gets the seaport. The artillery is now in position to start just blowing this thing up. Starts getting that seaboard. They'll be up and running here in a sec. Infantry can pull off lots of cheeky shit for this one mountain here. It's why I kind of like it. But it does tend to make this spot a bit choke pointy. This artillery is now also in position. The pipe seams are currently under threat. And I have jack shit to deal with it right now. Built a mech unit, honestly not that bad. I mean, Choppy's always busy this time of day. But sometimes she pokes into the stream. I wonder if she's watching right now. Alright, so we start getting our cities captured. Tank moves in to start doing its thing to deal with recons. Got our little infantry buddy down here. Want to get that airport up and running as soon as possible so I can start getting some of those out. At this point, I'm realizing what's coming. I'm starting to accumulate my infantry at the choke point of the pipe seam. It's like, okay, bad things are coming. So I build 3 infantry instead of building anything more significant because, hey, you know what's fun? We're gonna be a dumbass again. Infantry comes in here, interrupts that cap. Recon does tremendous damage because I am, in fact, grim. That city is pretty much screwed in terms of being able to capture it at this point, so... The pipe seam has been damaged. We can't see it yet, but just know that they're being shot. Chubby's getting all of our cities up and running. It's good to go. Built an anti-air. Yeah, considering I have nothing but infantry over here. Here comes an artillery to further ward off my central units. I am getting into a bit of a situation here. Another anti-air, because all I have is infantry. They don't stand a chance. Grim's in a pickle. I put all my eggs into getting the early properties basket. I put the infantry in the way, sacrificing it just to block it. Get the tank ready. It's like, okay, I got a plan. I gotta build another freaking battleship! Not again! Once again, I find myself in a situation where it was fairly close to that Kindle game that you saw going on. So I decide, I'm gonna build another battleship! I mean, it can certainly do some stuff, but... what am I supposed to do against the sub? Get another infantry down here to start getting those 2 cities. I need that money to defend my other fronts, and yet I spent it all on building a battleship. And of course I'm too broke to afford anything else, so here's some more dudes, I guess. This pipe seam is already down 50%, so it's not gonna last much longer. The artillery gets the hell out of there because it just does not want to get blasted by this here battleship. Black Boat comes in, Jumpy's gonna start getting properties of her own, while still also having a much better force ready to go than me. What do I have? I have a battleship. What's it gonna do? Check shit! This artillery comes in and guards all of these, so I'm just in a pickle here in the middle as well. Anti-air is coming in. Here comes the tank. This thing's gonna fall. I am in a situation of terror right now because there is nothing here to defend from all of this. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't spend literally all of my money on a battleship. So I go for the mech unit because it can actually threaten my tank. That way my tank can actually come in and destroy the recon. So here's an interesting spot. It's like, sure, I can hit all of this, but it is blind to this one shoal. It does do a good job of threatening all this, but I mean, it's only a matter of time before the sun comes out. But hey, I have a battleship. It is in position to attack here, I guess. We'll see what happens. I gotta stop building battleships, man. They never work out. I I swing by, this guy's done capturing the airport, so I can pick him up again. And I realize the pipe seems going down next turn. It's at 1 HP. All units, fall back! Fall back! Get him out of there! Jess is coming! I can hear her music! She's coming! Here comes Jess! Infantry, move back! Guard the comm tower, build a medium tank! We're in danger! Get a standard tank up here, I need to start pressuring the front, or I'm in a lot of trouble. Tank gets absolutely obliterated by the artillery, which is unfortunate. Cheeky little... She sees the blind spot and parks her artillery right there. So we have a bit of a handshake situation going on with our indirects. They can't hit each other, but they can hit our units. It is a bit of a situation. Mech unit comes in to get in the way. Yeah, battleship of the already are just like, hey, how's it going? Pipe Seamy is destroyed. It'll resync here on the next turn. This anti-air can destroy everything in this general area, so it's like, oh god. Oh no. Ah, jeez, here they come. Chelsea builds a rocket, and okay, she's new at the game, doesn't realize yet that these, while they're not bad, they're very difficult to use effectively. They are powerful units, but they're very expensive and very fragile. But it can zone the shit out of my island, so we'll see how it goes. They're very risky to use against other humans. They're very good, but very risky. So my battleship, you know, it's starting to try to get its worst. We got 1 infantry so far, 1. $1,000. Black boat trying to get this guy down to the other property as well. I take a flat shot. This infantry is screwed. They know where he has to go, so I might as well damage this guy while he's here. I can finally get the city. Oh yeah, Chelsea built a black boat, by the way. I have nothing to deal with this. It is going to be a barricade stopping me from moving any further on this island, unless I invest money in getting rid of it. And unfortunately, I am not in a situation where I can afford to spend money to get rid of it, because I have this to deal with. So it's gonna sit there and barricade the center island. What a dick. They're not even that expensive. They're like 7,500. That's a pretty good investment for stopping all of this. Oh yeah, I also put my tank in range of this artillery and didn't even notice. Sometimes it's hard to think about stuff from other fronts being able to attack a different front, but that's indirects for you. Get my first battlecopter out. I got that at the airport early. I might as well make some use of it. Starting to build up some units over here, because I need to be able to deal with this. Yep, there goes the tank. It got shot by the artillery. Artillery has nothing better to do. This guy's wiped out. My central island is now just, it's stuck. I got 2 of the cities instead of just 1. That's all well and good, but now I can't stop her from doing this. There's nothing I can do to prevent her from taking some of these cities. I am in serious trouble down there. Units start moving in. This guy gets in a position to capture this city next turn. The rockets are moving in. Now guarding this space as well. It's a scary time to be Grim. This little force isn't going to be able to do anything against this. Black boat comes in, gets the last infantry delivered so I can get my side properties. It's done its mission. I can get back. I take the time to move the battleship so it's out of the range of this artillery. The artillery has nowhere to go now. It is in range no matter where it moves. There's no sub yet, so if a sub gets built over here, I can shoot at it. You know, there's options available. Copter starts flying in to start helping out. The battleship is trying its best to help right now. I'm staying at least 6 away from this because this is one artillery shot from being opened up. And I don't want to get hit by this. It can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm keeping this space right here empty. Because whenever she wants, Chompy can open that pipe seed. It hasn't been opened yet, but it can be. So I'm just gathering up my troops. Preparing. I'm forming a weak, but as much as I can manage, infantry wall of my more important units in the south. And just building more of them. I need more. I get a transport copter so I can get more infantry down here. We need friends. There's the sub. She didn't want to build it here because I just one-shot it. Though I would take artillery fire in return, so it really depends on what you want to do with the battleship. But there's the sub. It's going to be making its way. I'd have to invest a bunch of money in a cruiser to deal with it, and I don't know if I want to do that. What's the artillery here? So, you know, it can shoot my battleship as well. And the thing is, I can't kill that, even with Grimm's attack power bonus. Starts backing off, realizing that it's time to send the troops down this way. The center is currently clogged. Oh my god, this rocket. This rocket is definitely zoning me out right now. Black boat, almost out of fuel, is one of their downsides, as they run out of fuel pretty quickly. But they were able to get my infantry over to all these side properties, so I can get some extra money. Get infantry loaded up. Make use of that transport copter as best I can. Recon gets to come in and do some work again. My central aisle is still kind of clogged at this point. So yeah, it only does 8 HP, so this battleship is going to take damage in return. And since it is a Grimm battleship, it's going to get hit kind of hard in return. Not ideal. But at this point, I kind of want to fight. I've got a lot of dudes up here. Oh, it didn't show this tank moved forward and shot this. I want in. On the north, I have a sizable force ready to go. Grimm wants to knock on the door. I further group up my infantry down here because I need to get more units. We're starting to have a decent amount of units in the south. Just holding on, giving up a couple of cities as best I can. Just wanting to not get completely overwhelmed. So it takes 2 damage. It's a decent chunk still. Putting it in the coral reef definitely helped. So the battleship's not completely out of it yet. Another artillery coming in. I don't know if the second one of these was the right idea here, but no, it's available. Moves in, another city that I can't contest. It's getting dangerously close to my comm tower. Submarine, of course, starts coming in. Not diving in when she doesn't need to, because it's perfectly safe right there. Like, that's just it. Chompy hasn't really played this game very much, and she's already doing things like good moves to save fuel. She'll do pretty good once she gets more comfortable with it. We have all this indirect just spacing me out at this point. Trying to stop me from going in and actually doing much damage here. Wipe out the artillery. Now the copter moves in. Pick a quick pot shot. Holding off on the power for now. Just trying to get another further defensive position. I'm not ready yet. I don't think it's time yet. We built another tank. We're trying our best to keep everything in position. Blackboat goes in for a refuel so it can keep going. Transport copter comes in. I offer it up as a possible reward to shoot down, but yeah, bait's only gonna go so far. Get my tanks in position. I get a recon here at this point too, because it's mostly infantry, and there's a lot of roads, so the recon can actually do some stuff. I get an artillery. I feel like this is gonna be how I want to try to deal with the Blackboat, but have a good one, Renko. Thanks for dropping by. Something also decides not to use their power yet. Sub is here. It's ready to go. It's been dove. You can't see it, but it has been sent under the water. So my battleship is now in danger. My battleship has done jack shit. It has hit an artillery. It has hit an infantry. It was not a good investment. It was a funny meme investment, but it didn't work out. Recons are coming in. The forces are coming in to try to take this bottom section. Artillery absolutely decimates my infantry. No hope. They just get completely obliterated. Yeah, one day I'll make a good battleship. The previous one kind of worked, but it still didn't cost, like, I still didn't break even in the end. It still cost me money. It just exerted pressure that I could have done with other units more effectively. Alright, so this thing is down to 6 HP. This tank can currently blow this up. No problem. So this is now opened up. It won't show it, but this pipe seam is now open. Recon comes in, takes a shot. We start moving in our units. There's not really much in the area to counter them, so they're all ready to go. There's definitely a significant choke problem going on with these infantry. I have too many of them. We retreat the battleship. I don't want it to just get blown up for free. Battlecopters come swooping in. I have an idea with this Blackboat, so I set it on up. Medium tank comes in, takes a shot. Small tank comes in, takes a shot. That's grim for you. Wipes out the rocket in one hit with a regular tank. Here he comes. It's grim time. I'm starting to feel it. Stuff is in range. It's time to attack. Make use of that extra attack power. I've got enough units to finally start putting in some work. I don't know why I bother doing this. That transport copter should have just been sent elsewhere. I move the transport copter. It's sitting there. Chompy has overdrive available, but not a whole lot to actually do with it. Like, you'd be able to take out this tank. You could probably take out this recon. But there's just not enough in the area to make some use of it. Because, I mean, this could make it as far as here, but that's nothing. This recon could make it here, but it's going to shoot a tank. That's not going to do anything. So she's in a bit of a pickle at this point. Overdrive's available, but not useful. Sub, of course, moves in. It's not really going to do much right now. Sub also getting her side properties now, doing the same run with the Blackboat that I did. She's trying to get her units in closer. Gets a medium tank in to stop mine. Of course, my medium tank's gonna get blown to shit because it's in artillery range. This is what I mean. Grim, he's on a mountain with an infantry, still gets one shot by the anti-air. Dude's made of paper. Gets the artillery in place to protect the seaport, so I can't even get my artillery in there anymore. I spent so much money on indirects that don't do shit. I need a Balmer! Yeah, 7 HP just taking off like that. Oh, Grim, you're so fragile. Even the transport cons are getting hit for 3 by that little infantry. Zombie's starting to regroup, getting their own push ready. But it's time! It's Grim time! Let's do it! Knuckle Duster! Grim's powers are very simple. They give you even more power. So I'm up to 160 firepower now, and 10 of my defense is recovered, so I'm only minus 10 defense. Charge! Boom! 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 Infantry v infantry. Infantry one-shots the infantry. Boom! I waited very patiently, and then it was Grim time. I decided to just shield my poor little battleship. It's like, please don't kill my battleship. I spent so much money on it. This is such a waste. It's just sitting here guarding nothing. I sent the black boat up to repair it. It's like, oh, it's gonna be okay, little battleship. You'll be okay. With the artillery here, it's not gonna really do anything. This center island is just stalemated for the time being. Retreat all my units, so if this decides to come in, then I can just blow it up. Oh yeah, hang on, let's take a look at that. That's an Advanced Wars by Web special. So something you can do in Advanced Wars by Web is you can actually unload infantry as a separate action for your various landers and loaders and whatnot. So you can do shit like this. Go in, board the black boat, unload the black boat. Yay! One extra movement. It's very cheesy. Get more battlecopters coming in. Boom! There that one goes. Tank comes in. Boom! Another tank comes in. Boom! I had to wait a very long time, but eventually I had enough forces down here to fight back. Yeah, you can unload into a load specifically on Advanced Wars by Web. It was a glitch at first, and then they just kind of embraced it afterwards. So yeah, that was Grim doing Grim things of just relentlessly blowing up a bajillion units. That's just what he does. I had to wait very, very patiently and not go in and lose all my dudes. But, I mean, when you can just one-shot everything. Once again, overdrive is available, but it's not gonna do anything. It's just the problem of so many units got wiped out that there's nothing left. Because, I mean, she can just one-shot that tank anyways. You don't need overdrive for that. Nah, you can't. Oh, you mean, I see what you're asking. No, you cannot unload into a load. I thought you meant can you load and then unload. But no, you can't load, unload into another transport, unload into that. It has to be an empty tile to unload. I didn't get what you were asking at first. So no, you can't make a conveyor belt. That would be very silly. And also very expensive. At this point, Jump is kind of looking at her situation going, the hell am I supposed to do about this? So he's really trying to puzzle out. It's like, what can I do about these insane pushes that are happening from all sides now? And it's looking like not a whole lot. Grim's coming in. Grim has reached the point where he's confident. Units are just dying left and right, as is the Grim way. I put this battlecopter here so it's out of range of this battlecopter since, you know, my battlecopters basically get one shot. Get another tank coming in. Fully repair my poor little battleship. It'll be okay, battleship. You'll be okay. Just hide in your little corner and pretend that I never built you. Yo, what's up, cousin? How's it going? Oh, it's my cute little battleship. Transport copter finally going off to do what it should have been doing in the first place, which is ferrying down more infantry. Medium tank goes back for repairs. I realize it's time to fall back. I can't deal with this. There are 2 anti-airs and a medium tank here. Just fall back. Get what city I can, regroup and prepare. Build another medium tank of my own, just be ready. As much as I would love to build a cruiser or something, I just can't. I need to make sure that southern flank stays in a position of advantage. I can't let go. That gets absolutely obliterated. So Jumpy pulls a really sneaky tactic on me here. I don't know where this sub is, right? And she takes the shot with this battlecopter here, so I could technically just go whoop. But here's the thing. I don't know where this sub is, and I have nothing to scout it with. So if I go boop, then I crash into this sub and it goes nowhere. So I have to consciously move this tank and then go like this instead. But that's expecting me to think about that. And at this point, I'm just in full grid mode. I'm going, units go burr. I ain't gonna think about that. Built another rocket, really wants to stop me from coming in, but rockets just aren't very useful in this situation. That's okay. She'll figure out rockets with time. It's like I'm in full grid mode now. It's like I have a position of advantage and I want to push. So we pop Knuckle Duster again. And oh man, it starts sounding like Grim in here. He's coming again. Here he comes. Boom! Boom! Bam! Boom! I don't care anymore, we're going in! Medium tanks down! Push! Push, I say! And yep, I crashed directly into the sub. And I'm just like, damn it! However, this allowed me to have a very silly thing that I got to demonstrate. Well, first off, hey, you want to see a bunch of units kill a medium tank? Boom! Boom! Good job, little guys! 160% attack power will do that. Move the tank out of the way. I send in the recon, and it does 3 damage! A recon! It's like, oh, hell yeah, I can still do this. Go get him, infantry. Oh, wait, I sent the tank. Boom! Yeah! Take that, battlecopter! Start pressuring all the city. Just grim things. I sent the transport copter up to continue blocking the battleship. It's like, please don't hurt my battleship. I love my battleship. I don't want to see it go boom. I build a Neo tank! At this point, I realize I'm winning down here. It's time to go crazy. Choppy's just like, we have a bit of a problem, so, she kind of considers, I'm down twice the army size. The steel drums, the guitar, they're blaring, they're going like... My overdrive isn't gonna do shit. I have nothing to deal with any of this. There's only one possible choice. Doesn't want to prolong it. Grim has grimmed. He's grimmed all over the place. The sheer tension in the middle of the game there when I was getting overwhelmed down the bottom. It's like, hold position, hold position, hold position. A lot of people would have just kind of went in there and gotten obliterated. It's one of those things. A lot of players wouldn't be able to resist charging in with one of the units they have to put up a valiant stand. Whereas it's like, okay, I'm gonna regroup as best I can. Don't worry about the cities. I will lose these. That's okay. Just regroup. I didn't know if it was gonna work out, but it did. I got into position with the medium tank and the small tank, took out the indirects, and just went to town. Okay, Grim, settle down, jeez. But that's the fun thing about Grim battles. You either get absolutely blown up, or you blow up your opponent. There is no in-between. There is no halvesies Grim games. You either get blown up, or you blow shit up. And this time I managed to be the one that blows shit up. It's a fun game. Yeah, not double the value since there's a lot of infantry in here. How many infantry? 24 infantry as opposed to 7. I have a lot of small dudes. Look at them all. There's so many infantry. I mostly have small, like infantry and regular tanks. That's the majority of my force. Jump Piece is much more diverse. But I'm Grim. I have a bunch of little guys, and they're gonna do big damage. Advanced Wars is fun. I can't really state that enough. It's a lot of fun. Okay, Grim, just settle down. Settle down here. So yeah, that's one of more recent games in Advanced Wars. I spent more time doing these than I thought I was going to, so I guess there's not enough time for cross keys. But that was a lot of fun. And yeah, this is, look up Advanced Wars by Web. It works pretty good. It's a lot less laggy than it used to be. You see, a couple of years ago we played, and it was kind of, the website had some responsiveness issues, it was a bit laggy. Not the greatest, but now, with the plugins and whatnot, I can actually have a fairly close to the game itself experience. The main thing you're missing out on is the battle animations. Which after a while, I mean, that's fine anyways. And yeah, I definitely made a Shadow the Hedgehog joke when I saw the name of this map. Everything I am, this is who I am. Yeah, this website started in like, what, 2007? It only really became functional in like 2017, but I mean, it got there. And now it actually works pretty good, and they're working on further improvements, so that's neat. I like this replay viewer, it's really nice. It's got a couple of bugs, but I mean, like, it's pretty good. It's very simple to use. All I have to do is drag and drop the zip files, and it lets me keep track of all my old replays. Did I show you getting blown up? I can do that if you want, Fiona. We haven't actually looked at this one, no. Jess versus Jake. There's a lot of Jess in these replays I'm seeing. Everything I am. For content. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because, I mean, here we are in this position. Alright, we'll go over this one quick. So we got Jess, we got Jake. It's battle of, like, well, I mean, it's Advanced Wars 2 strike. But here's Jake. He's a pretty cool dude. He gets plus 10% attack power on planes. But his big thing are his powers. His powers are pretty good, especially his superpower. But he's also kind of plain Jane, so he's still low tier. But hey, he's a cool dude, you know? He's got headphones, so he ain't afraid of anything. This map's pretty basic. No ports to be found. There's one airport on each side. It's pretty small. You got a clear, like, central division. And you got HQs that are very much in the danger zone right in the center. It's base light, so there's not actually very many. There's no bases over here, and no bases over here. Nah, there's none of the Days of Ruin ones, since they're just so mechanically different. They could, like, make it independent Days of Ruin mode, but they're just too different to mix it into the old games. But yeah, so your strong side is technically a base and an airport, which is, you know, it's better than nothing. And then the middle, you can just kind of sit wherever. It's a weird map. I haven't actually played a 2-base map before, so let's see how this goes. Get Jake theme going, why not? Oh, there is one? Nice. Usual thing, gotta get that economy going. I guess one thing here is, since this is a situation where you really need economy, you're not going to be able to get a copter out here right away. The better starting place to put the infantry is actually on this city, so you can go straight from here to here to here, and then probably go for this one, I guess. I think I do that with mine? Yeah, just kind of following the line that the infantry can go in. Get that economy up as fast as possible. Pretty simple opening for these ones, though. Gotta do what you can to get all your infantry up and running. Get that economy. Expensive units are a little bit more worthwhile on a map like this, I think, because you have so few bases. You kind of need your units to have some staying power. But hey, I ain't no pro. So you start going for the comm tower here. Maybe could have just stopped to get this one first. Well, we are going to have early scuffles, so we'll see if it works out. So like here, going for the central properties, that's not so bad. These are going to be contested really quickly. And you can get another infantry to start doing this whole line in a bit. I've got mine doing that particular line right now, so it's just going to do all three of these cities back to back. Look at the APC! APC's always a little bit questionable if an opener, but we'll see. It's just because they're kind of expensive. With something like a, well, maybe not a recon on this map, there's not exactly a lot of places they can go. They can travel this line pretty good, I guess, but then you get here and the recon's kind of stranded. How much money did you have? Yeah, you couldn't afford a tank, so I'm not sure at that point. A transport copter probably would have been more ideal. Yeah, you could have built a transport copter and then built an infantry here. That would work a little bit better. What? Well, yeah, transport and infantry. And you would have used up all your money. I think that'd work a little bit better, at least. This is just spitballing from me. I got a little bit extra money, so tank go burr. I'm Jess, I want tanks. That's as simple as it is. Okay, so here, let me actually rewind that one. Not a good choice here. This guy should have kept going forward, and he should have loaded this one into the APC. And then he could have just gotten this guy much closer to the field right away. But what he did here is move him backwards to move him 2 spaces forward. It's not efficient. And then this guy moves just 1 unit? I'm not sure why I didn't move him 3, but yeah. It was also kind of late at this point. So I will provide Johns, for they are very valid. I'm just capturing my cities while I get that money. Gotta have that money so I can have more tanks. Just one tank. Tank over. Getting this over here because I feel like I'm gonna have to reinforce this side. Oh, you didn't realize? Yeah, it takes a bit to get used to the different tiles. That makes sense, and then you wanted to go from here, and then here, and then here. Comm tower's up and running, so it's gonna pressure me to capture mine a little bit sooner, because we're gonna have some scuffles here pretty soon. And here we go, we get those two cities getting captured, and this is fine. You only moved in one unit, but you can still go 3-3, so it's perfectly efficient. Now I'm gonna recommend it showing our game, so here we are. What? Oh, Excelsior, that's just demented. What the hell? It occurs to me I should put chat on screen for this. Not all too late now, maybe next time. A lot of weird people out there. I had to start going for the comm tower. That way we can actually have, equal our firepower once the scuffles begin. Getting more cities, gotta get that money. The more efficient capturing means I am a bit up on properties at the moment. Of course, I did go first, so that'll balance out here next turn. I got a tank going on each side to start causing some mayhem. Battlecopter is definitely going to be a pain. This is a good buy. It's going to take me a while to get an anti-air into position. And even when I try to get into position, this here makes it almost impossible to zone it out with just one. Those mountains are infuriating. Gotta go ahead and get that forward city. APC's coming on in to get the mech to the front force. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the APC may as well make use of it. Because mechs kind of struggle on their own otherwise, and mechs are actually still fine for Jake. I think maybe the second one was probably a bit much, but oh well. Save some money up for some more copters or tanks or whatnot. But yeah, this copter's gonna be a menace. Because I can only get this far, and then what am I supposed to do? Get the comm tower up and running so we're nice and equal in firepower. Start moving down to that last city so we can get that captured as well. So the anti-air is moving in, and it will protect these units. But if I move forward at all, it won't. So it's kind of a bit of a problem that way. I'm a bit stranded to this one spot. Tank moves in because there's currently no tanks in position, so I might as well start causing some trouble. Get a battlecopter of my own as I realize, damn, that's a really good unit. Even if it is just battlecopter, it's still good. No, the planes bonus actually applies to Jake's air units as well. So this is a stronger battlecopter. The dual strike guys that decided to give the bonus to their air units as well. So, Jess goes and, not Jess, Lash goes and cries at a corner because she doesn't get jack shit. She can fly over a mountain and it doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, Kindle flies over a city and just goes Actually, I guess with Kindle it would be more of a Poor Lash. She was supposed to be the terrain character. But her air units are just regular average air units. They don't get jack shit out of her powers. They may as well be anti-air units, except without the ability to miraculously recover. Units moving on in. Get them. Yeah, probably best to put them back there so I don't move forward and attack, since that's just free damage for me. Even if it is just infantry, that still would have hurt. And it would have been from a forest, so that'd be pretty good. Anti-air, of course, comes in. We find ourselves in a fairly similar situation across the map. So here's where I make a blunder. Actually, no, it's fine there. That's good. The anti-air is still fine where it is. But if I move it any further from there, that's where we run into a problem. Ah, hey, there's the blunder. I have served up this infantry on a silver platter. Can't defend it. Don't know what I was thinking. Should have just left it on the city. Heck, Yoda can even get the planes bonus for his copter. Just by placing it here. If he wants to. Of course, take the favorable trade with the tank, because why not? That was one thing, is that I can actually sneak in and get this hit. This one probably shouldn't have been put in range. Let me actually go back to the previous turn real quick. Yeah, this was just... this particular tank, if it was going to be placed here, it should have gone onto your city instead. That way, even if I strike it, it's going to take significant counter damage and it'll repair. So I would have placed it right there instead. Because when it's just opened up on the plains like that, I can just boom, and then it's not particularly useful anymore. Keeping it out of my range, like at this forest, probably would have been best. Because you really want to get those first shots when you can, especially when I'm encroaching on your territory like this. I definitely had a lot of that problem going on in the Kindle game where I was pushing too far forward. Yo, Gueno, welcome with the party of 3, welcome. We're just looking at one last replay before I finish off for the day. So you go ahead and get the city because I wanted to attack the tank first. I think you might have assumed that I was going to interrupt the capture instead. But nah, this is worthwhile to hit the tank. I'm not quite as bloodlust towards capturing cities as Chumpy. I'm up there, but not quite that much. Alright, have a good one, Gueno. Takes the plane's boosted helicopter shot. There we go. Starts moving in my dudes. And this city's definitely getting super pressured right now. There's not a lot I can do about it. So I foolishly placed my infantry here, and now this battlecopter's in a great position. So here's another thing. You should probably stop taking these trades where you lose the unit entirely. Because it is actually, like, there is something to be said for having a lot of units laying around, even if they're partly damaged. Since I noticed you do this a lot, that particular tank would have been better to retreat and have it heal up a little bit before coming back. Because you can always use it as a blocker later. But to do 2 damage to my tank, probably not worth sacrificing it. It's why I'll hang on to my 1 HP infantries and whatnot, just to throw them up as blockers. Because you can use them to cage units too, which is always funny. Now I put my anti-air here, which is also foolish, because now I can't protect any of these. So this battlecopter is free to fly over here and start harassing these guys instead. Ooh! This mountain set, you really need to leave the anti-air right here on this forest, so it can cover the most ground. Putting it on one side or the other, it just allows the other side to get shot. Yeah, that's just infantry for you. Get the first shot and still almost take as much damage in return. Yeah, take that, APC! I figure it's a free shot of the APC. I'll take it. Battlecopter retreats to get out of the way of the anti-air. It's done what it needs to do. I'm taking up a fairly similar position on this side of the map. I'm probably not going to stream more Etrian Odyssey. But that was kind of just a one-stream thing to show it off. I built a Neo-Tank! What am I doing? I really need to stop with these extravagant units all of a sudden. Should have just built, like... Well, a medium tank wouldn't have been all that good, but, like... Maybe just a couple of tanks and a battlecopter? I don't need this! This is too much! Because it's leaving this section high and dry right now. It did do some significant psychological damage, which is always good. It is a Jess Neo tank, those are pretty good. You guys got the indirect coming in now. Jake is actually pretty good with indirects, because both of his powers give his indirects +1 range. You get to become Grit for a day. It's kind of neat. And yeah, look at that. Just goes to the other side of the mountain. This thing still can't reach. Why did I put it here? It's useless here. Mech on a mountain, always terrifying. Got another mech coming in. Got another artillery up and running too, so these are dangerous since they're in the hands of Jake. Look at a pretty big push coming over my way and a... No, I have this. That's always scary. Battlecopter comes in because Fiona finds himself in the exact same situation I am. Where this anti-air can't do shit, and it's just free to go and do whatever it wants. Neo-Tank comes rolling in, starts threatening this whole situation. It's like, yeah, I'll make a Neo-Tank, that'll work out. I take the free shot at the mech unit because there's nothing in position to really punish me for it yet. So at least the anti-air is doing something. But I'm still getting clobbered over here, so I need another anti-air. So I build a fighter. That'll do it. This one is actually an extravagant unit that helps. There's no anti-air at all in this area, so this flyer can just come on over in one turn and then, well, it's a Jess fighter, but it's still gonna do what it needs to do. The battlecopters can't really get away from it, so... The fighter was a much better idea than the Neo-Tank. If I built the fighter instead the previous turn, it could really help with all of this. Alright, so the anti-air is back in the ideal position. They can guard both sides. Yeah, this isn't on my match replay. From like a couple of days ago. Artillery is in position. I can't really get at it very easily right now. Got a pretty significant wall of dudes coming my way. Mech unit gets sacrificed again to do a little bit of damage here. Debatable whether or not that one was a good idea. You could have used it as a blocker for, like, your battlecopters, I guess? Battlecopter gets a free shot on my tank. You don't get repairs on a comm tower, so this is going to be useless for me. I should have put an infantry here instead and put the tank like right around here or so. Recon comes in for free. You're definitely building too many mechs. At this point, you should really just be getting more tanks. Although, you also need anti-air at some point. Like, this section really needs an anti-air badly. So I can send over air units and just go willy-nilly. Mechs aren't really going to do a whole lot in this scenario, because I mostly have infantry on this side, and that's just not a very good trade. So tanks and anti-air would do more work. The APC is also just not doing very much anymore. Now it's just being a physical blocker, so it kind of moved to infantry and then didn't do very much, so that's the tricky thing with transport units, is they're expensive, and you need to use them kind of constantly for them to be of much use. Neotank comes in, so I make a foolish decision here. Kind of forgot about Jake being Jake. Yeah, +1 range will hit that Neotank right there. And you don't want to take one of those, even if it is just on a city. I saw the tasty infantry and I went for it and put my Neotank directly in harm's way. Real good use of 22,000 there. Fighter comes flying on in. It is now in a extremely impressive position. Battlecopters can still shoot at this for free though, since it's not quite there yet. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Tank comes in, takes a shot at the recon, because why not? There's no infantry immediately in this area, so that city's safe to abandon for the time being. I try to get my dudes into position, but yeah, they're gonna get obliterated. Anti-air falls back. There's not really much I can do from this position right here. This tank is gonna get destroyed by the artillery. Didn't really think that one out either. Model City seems to think there's some hand action going on the right, but that's just me pressing the mouse. Transports can be very good, but they're mostly for characters like Sammy and whatnot that have some sort of acceleration with them. And sometimes you need an APC for things like stealth fighters. They do have their moment. So yeah, it's time for this. Where's the power song? There it is. Just 3 damage off my Neotank right there, and I can't actually repair it on their city, so... Probably a good use of that power. Getting the free shot on the Neotank is definitely worth it. Because that's like a lot of money of mine that is now not particularly useful. I don't know what this APC's doing. Oh, I remember what it's doing. Yeah, I remember seeing this. So this APC is stopping me from pressuring this city. I looked at that, it's like, hey, wait a minute! Oh, I see what you're doing! Because I could have stepped off this mountain and went straight for this. Yeah, there's another example. You could have used that 1 HP infantry to block me somewhere. Add further cushioning for, like, the artillery and whatnot. So you could have just moved it, say, like, up here or something. Just somewhere to get it in the way. Yeah, like it could have existed right here, or this could move... Yeah, right here would be a good spot for it. Because then that's just one more spot where it's blocking out the artillery from me. 1 HP infantry are not useless. They force me to spend some time attacking them. But it's time to also counter with my own power! Turbo Charge! You know what, I haven't played the Just Power theme all day, let's do that. Turbocharge, of course, gives you that +1 movement, which can be very helpful. Gets the anti-air here, blows that up in one shot. I had to double check with the damage calculator to see whether or not I needed that. And yeah, if I didn't use the power, then I wouldn't have been guaranteed to take it out. Because I really wanted to hit this artillery. So it's crippled down to 2 HP. Fighter comes in, it's just like, come at me, bro! Defends the city and threatens both of these battlecopters. This anti-air is going to take a couple of turns to come in. I kind of just group up on my infantry. They're getting obliterated. That's just how it goes. I have enough movement that I take out the APC just for the hell of it. I guard my tank with this guy, even though it's not really going to protect it fully. But at least forces you to go deeper into my territory to go try for it. Wait, what did that Neo tank do? Oh, right, it one-shot this. Boom! Battlecopter is now free and ready to rampage. So at least the Neo tank did something. Extra distance is helping me get another tank in just fine. At this point, I'm really pressuring this zone. Get battlecopter in, because why not? There's nothing to really stop my copters right now. I had enough money to build 2 tanks and a battlecopter. That's pretty good. At the moment, our units are pretty close, but I have way more infantry right now. Yeah, twice as many infantry, so I'm ready to capture cities. Yeah, the Neo tank just strolling over and one-shotting was definitely a thing. Turbocharge, it's a fun time. So, of course, you gotta save this city, so it's getting interrupted again. Oh, man! This Neo tank almost dies to 2 standard tanks. So, let's see, what did it do? It killed 1 infantry and 1 anti-air. That's 9,000 out of the necessary 22,000 it took to build it, and now it's crippled. So that Neo tank, it did something, but nothing that a regular tank couldn't have just done on its own. Mech gets a shot on my anti-air, that's really painful! It's one of those things I knew was gonna happen, but I didn't really have much choice. Whoa! Yeah, don't mess with turbocharge. Turbocharge strong. It may not be max power, but it's pretty good. So at this point, these battlecopters are running scared. That's a good shot there, even though I could probably... Yeah, I could probably make something work with that one. This battlecopter is still just picking on my infantry. Poor dudes. It's taken me way too long to deal with these battlecopters. So this transport copter, I think, would have been better right here. I know you're trying to get into position for something else, but... just so I can block off my units from coming in, because I don't really have much to get rid of it. This Neo tank goes in, takes out 1 more infantry for the road. I desperately try to protect the poor thing, because it's going to get blown up. Fighter comes in, finally protects my infantry. Stop harassing my infantry! Anti-air comes in, gets a quick pot shot in, dies. That anti-air didn't really have much else it was going to be able to do. It didn't have space to retreat, so I had to just throw it somewhere. Battlecopter swoops in, deals with that. Now, my battlecopter is still in a threatened position here. It's gonna die. But I will get this city. I'm being very aggressive about that to the point of joint capping. This poor tank is just surrounded at this point. I'm just kind of yeeting my units forward at this point. It's like, okay, just build more tanks, more battlecopters, yeet them all forward. Just send them in. Send them. Send it. Anti-air comes in, gets its free shot. Battlecopter. Already a worthwhile anti-air. My cap gets interrupted. This Neo tank might have been able to be taken out with this tank. I'm not sure. Probably, though. Starts pressuring the city. I got nothing there to really respond, so that's a good choice. Battlecopter comes in. Once again, I probably would have taken this shot from here, but I understand you're Jake, so take the bonus where you can. Anti-air comes in, finishes the job. You're making good use of the planes bonuses. You see that I'm starting to pressure the HQ, so you get a big old medium tank down. That will definitely put a little bit of a stop to my plans. This does stop me from getting this city, but I think you probably should have destroyed the Neotank instead. Since that probably would have done the trick, yeah, and that way I couldn't repair it. Okay, transport copter is now in my way. It is being a glorious nuisance. Block Rock is ready to go, so I know I'm in a bit of a situation where I need to make sure this doesn't get to do very much. I interrupt the city to make sure it takes one more turn before it gets captured. Fighter comes in, blows this up. Turbocharge time! Allows me to sneak in here and get a shot on this anti-air. Try to finish it off. It's now trapped, so I can't do anything there to stop me from taking it. That way my fighter is free to keep rampaging at full health. Tank comes in to deal with all this nonsense that's going on. Finally wipe out that tank. This tank comes roaring in. Hits the anti-air, so once again my battlecopter is safe to do its thing. Neotank gets to take out another unit. Wouldn't have made too much of a difference, but hey, it gets to do something. I protect the Neotank. Gotta protect my baby. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. The Neotank is doing work. You can still block rocket, though, if you really want to. Okay, now you can't block rocket. I am protecting my baby. My baby will be safe. I think even with Block Rock, yeah, it still can't reach my battlecopters. That's just sad. Pressuring the city, even though it's going to get obliterated by this here medium tank. But hey, I'm applying pressure while I have it in the area. I know I'm going to need some more infantry at some point, so I get a transport copter ready because I'm starting to lose my dudes on the front line. But of course, here comes the Block Rock. It's obviously coming. There's no stopping it. Block Rock is a powerful, powerful power. It boosts up Jake's planes bonus to like a respectable 40% or so. It's quite a bit. He gets +2 movement on all of his vehicles, so that's all the ground ones. And gets +1 range on indirects, which doesn't matter at this point because there's no indirects. But hey, it's pretty good. Movement powers are very good. Medium tank comes in, boom! All obliterated. Does a respectable amount of damage with the 4 HP on anti-air as well. Get the SAB bonus with the copter too, so this infantry's eradicated. Realizes the HQ is under attack, so starting to get a little bit of a shield going there. Tries to free up the anti-air, but it just can't quite make it. Still harassing my infantry. Fist shake. My dudes! I don't know if I would have taken the mech off the mountain there, just because it's in a nice defensive position. But you do manage to take out the infantry, so probably would work out. This guy's kind of high and dry, there's not much I can do about that. This medium tank is in range of my battlecopter, which is unfortunate, but you have the units there to stop me from going too crazy with them. My tank! My tank gets pinned. It's my turn to be in the cage. You get into position to start threatening my HQ. I don't really have much there to stop it, but I do have one thing that can get there in time. Fighter goes and blocks the HQ. I mean, fighters are pretty versatile things. It now has all this range handy. So I can send it wherever after it finishes defending the HQ for me. I'm gonna go with a Jake remix that I have. I sent the Neo Tank for repairs. It's finally started getting this thing patched up after it came in and did almost nothing. Take a quick pot shot at the tank, because, I mean, there's not much more my tank can do. See, this is why I probably wouldn't have moved the mech, because it moves this into range and I can take this out. I'm gonna lose this city, but that's okay, I'll take it back right afterwards. Because I've had one of Fiona's cities for a while now, so it'll actually put us balanced again. Since I've had this one. Tank comes in, obliterates the recon. We're definitely having a big old slap fest down here. I get the transport copter in range to get an infantry in, since I want to start moving those to the front. Get a medium tank in to just deal with this. And another transport copter, because I really need more dudes. I lose the city. Definitely shouldn't have just fired at the tank there with the 1 HP anti-air. You could use that for other things, or even repair it. Same thing here, you sacrifice 2 units that could be either repaired or used as blockers. Don't just sacrifice those willy-nilly. They could have actually been positioned here or here, or just anywhere to get them fixed up. It would take a bit, but then they'd be ready to go. Yeah, you need to stop just throwing units away like that. Units are useful, even if they have 1 HP. My tank gets absolutely obliterated. I'm doing what I can. So this time, it's Fiona's turn to build a Neo Tank. Oh, scary Neo Tank. This transport copter really hasn't been doing anything. The 2 transports that got built haven't been ferrying pretty much anything into the front line, so it's being used mostly as a blocker, but I've been getting around it, so transport copter probably not the best buy. Probably should be saving money from things other than mechs at this point. You really need stuff that can move to the front lines faster. Mechs are so slow. Standard infantry would be a little bit better to fill out the army and then start sending like more vehicles and whatnot. Fighter comes in because it's in range. Boom! One of those things I don't think you realize that the fighter was there because it's all the way down here guarding the HQ. You're not really thinking about it, and then it flies up and just one-shots a battlecopter. Tank comes in, gets the shot on the anti-air. These needed to be protected a bit more because they're the main thing stopping my push in the north here. So if I can single them out, then, well, I will. Push to the city, because why not? This medium tank is behind enemy lines and is not having a good time. It is stranded on this side of the map, and it's honestly funny. Where could it go? It can't go through any of these. Move the tank in, because there's nothing to stop it, because this Neo tank is now... I mean, not Neo tank, medium tank is stranded. Poor thing. No, I'm gonna trap your tanks! It's the power of numbers, baby! I have more dudes, therefore I can set up cages. Get the transport copter going to get my dude down onto the HQ so it doesn't get captured. Send the tank back to deal with the one that's coming in. Use my infantry that are left to try to pummel this, but it doesn't go so well. sheer numbers can do a lot. I set my tank backing up to heal, because, you know, it'll be useful in a couple of turns. I mean, there's a reason why Sensei is one of the best COs in the game, even with only this many cities. Imagine a flood of mechs coming out of all these. What would you be able to do? I get a transport copter in position to send another infantry forward so I can start capturing these. Build the infantry itself, save my money to build a battle copter. The HQ is definitely under attack, so most units are heading straight for there at this point. Gotta take out one of my cheeky infantries. Get the 3 HP infantry out of the way, but this also does expose your medium tank. So it's no longer on my city, making it much more vulnerable. I can send my battlecopters in to get rid of it if I want to. The Neotank's coming in, but it's all alone. There's nothing here to actually protect it. So there's not a whole lot I can really do, but I can head over here to help out. But this side is lost. There's nothing left. I don't know about the 2 artillery buys. I realize he had enough money for it, but probably not the best bet. Maybe get a fresh anti-air here and an infantry, I guess, here. Just something to send in. At this point, my fighter's just able to kind of go do whatever it wants because there's no anti-air. So I take up the transport copter just because. It's on a rampage, it can't be stopped. I come back. I don't want to overextend at this point, so I'm actually allowing my units a little bit of time to get into position. And there we go. I had the transport copter in position and ferry my dude all the way up here to start pressuring the city. Use my tanks to get rid of this last guy. Infantry needs to go recover. But I have a transport copter here again to send him over here to get my city back. The transports are moving what they need to. I get the medium tank in position. So here I just set up a bait. At this point I realize the tilt is setting in. So I put my tank right here to see if your Neo tank will go for it. And if it does, I can respond with my medium tank. Now if you put the Neo tank here and attack, my Neo tank has to take it from the forest instead of the city, and that's a little bit less good. But if you put the Neo tank right here and attack, I can make use of the city, and then it's just a losing battle. There's a lot of small stuff like that. I forget if you actually take the bait, though. Battlecopter starts coming in. I don't really have any anti-air in the position, so this fighter has to come over and help again. Getting the artillery into position, but there's not really much to cushion it. You sacrifice another unit here, which is really nasty because it's opening up your HQ. Really needed to probably just put like an infantry or something, cage my tank. I'm not sure if you did. I'm pretty sure you did that to... Yeah. You come in to obliterate my tank, right? Oh, no. Oh, you did take it. Oh, dear. And it's from the wrong side, too, so I can use the city here. If you attack from this, it'd be a little bit better, because then I don't have the repair area handy, and I had to attack from the forest. So there's a couple of things that could have been different here. Let's actually back up. So this guy you definitely should have placed, like, right here for repairs. Okay, maybe not right there. Right here for repairs. Or even put it on your HQ or something. Because this thing needs to get repaired. You need to have units to stop me. You can't just sacrifice them like that. And then the Neo tank could have moved in, and you could have shielded the Neo tank with these 2 infantry, so I wouldn't be able to just attack with the battlecopter. Since you'd have the mech unit here as well, you can make a nice cushion. But you ended up going and taking the bait that I set for you down here. the nice thing about infantry is that they're very good cushions. So yeah, now my medium tank's allowed to move in. Oh yeah, I get to use overdrive. Yeah, at this one I'm pretty sure the tilt was giving in. I guess for overdrive I'll use Song. Boom! Overdrive's not to be messed around with. Fighter comes in, starts to scare this guy. There's no anti-air in the position, so I can kind of peck at it for free. Regular tank comes in. Neo tank is caged again. This poor thing. I did it again. It keeps happening. I sent the transport copter back to pick up another infantry. Battlecopter comes in, boom! Start capturing that city. This Neotank's gonna be back at full health again, finally! Take the free shot at the artillery and decide to wipe it out. And this tank is now protecting my copter from the anti-air. Well, not when Block Rock hits, it's still going down. So instead I do that. Now it can't reach it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's too much. These two tanks are making it so this battlecopter is free to keep doing what it does. Got the extra 2 movements, so my tank's coming in real fast. Got another infantry coming in. Got tanks coming in from both sides now. It's the ultimate pincer, it's coming. The counter block rock, but there's not really much left at this point. Yeah, use the mech to go ahead and get the battlecopter anyways. Just sacrifice the Neotank. Honestly, at that point, may as well. It was caged and doomed. Get a medium tank to hopefully try to dissuade me from doing anything else. These are the correct buys, but it's kind of the too little too late situation. Get one of the cities, Neotank comes in to finally start doing some work again. I don't know why I sent my battlecopter up there. I should have used it on this guy instead, but oh well. I find out that this is actually a C tile and not a shoal tile, so I can't unload. I needed to move one further. Oops. Because what I wanted to do is move up. Actually, hang on. Could I reach that? I absolutely could have. I should have gone to this tile and unloaded my infantry here. Because then I could do 1, 2, 3 onto the HQ. Oh well. That fighter's been doing an excellent job. It's taking out several different battlecopters at this point. Infantry running off to go heal. It's not going to do a whole lot. Get rid of the battlecopter. Start sending in more dudes. Couple of tanks. But at this point, the writing's on the wall. Yeah, I mean, the important thing is learning each step of the way. I came into this knowing that I was probably going to slap things around at first. But you both will learn. And the only way to really learn is to play. So hey, we played some games, we learned some stuff. I obviously still make mistakes too, since I'm only, kind of new to facing different humans. This is kind of a fun, little bit of a different stream today, going over Advanced Wars replays. As well as starting off with some Anton at the start. Yeah, I would have definitely had it in like 2 more turns at this point. Because the mech could have gone in there, but then would have gotten blown up. Just form a wall, infantry starts capturing, and there's just be bada bing, bada boom at that point. So the resign was inevitable. 2 more turns is all I needed. Especially if I had done this properly and put the infantry right there. This is such a dangerous place for these HQs, right in the middle of the map. An interesting map, this one. I don't know how to feel about 2 base maps, but they're definitely different.